Recording in progress.
Oh yeah, we got 'em. Trey, and Maestro styles, you know we got one. Right back like we left something. We don't duck smoke, we want all of it. So line them up, Trey sharp with the blade, you know we sizing it up. I'm quick to catch the fade, you know Styles making the cut. Cause we coming out clean every time that we showing up.
It's gonna be called The Barbershop.
Yo, what up, folks? Welcome to another episode of the Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. Special shout out to everybody that's been tuning in, watching us streaming live on our social media. You could watch the show live now on our YouTube channel, Facebook page, and our Twitter at Barbershop SPOR2. Also, you could find us on Instagram at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. I'm Trey Frazier. And that's the homie over there, the birthday king, new member of the 40 Club.
We're doing nothing crazy, man. I'm just doing what I do.
Regular.
You know, I mean, not regular. Just, I think what I'm on is gratitude, and you know, shit could be way worse. I'm 40, and I'm in position to still get every dream I ever wanted to attain.
Amen to that.
You know what I'm saying? So, so we good at the end of the day, man. I know a lot of people my age, older and younger, who don't necessarily have the resources, or at least they feel they don't have the resources to go get what they want. And you know, I'm blessed to be in a situation that I can still go get what I want.
No doubt, man. That's a good perspective right there too, man. Because
for sure,
I know when I turned 40 earlier this year, some of those things you were just saying was just some of the same things that I had thoughts about. Like, you know, I wasn't, you know, like you said, on no sandy beach or nothing, even though we did, you know, have a trip, you know, back over the summer. But it was just still nice to be amongst your people that's closest to you, that you trust, and that, you know, we in this position. You know, resource-wise, we feel like we got the resources. It's just up to us to capitalize on those resources, you know, whether that be people we know in this industry, family members, you know, things like that, friends, business people. You know, you kind of put it all in perspective right there. So, again, happy birthday, King.
Yes, sir.
Glad you was able to reach the 40 Club, bro.
Yeah, and if y'all got some time, I done put my Cash App. Not really, but hey man, click the link in my bio. It's a $1 beat tape that I'm using to you know what I'm saying, just you know, build some funds up, and if you know, to get to the next project. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, go ahead, check it out. I promise you it's some good stuff. You can hear my kids calling me old on there. You know what I'm saying? It's a good little quick project that I'm doing for I guess fundraising. I guess that's what all music is for. But you know what I'm saying, go check out my new beat tape I put out today, birthday joints. And the link is in my bio. It's all over. If you find my profile, it's posted all up and through there today.
At Maestro Styles.
Yes, sir. At Maestro Styles on
social
all
media.
That's it.
No doubt. We got something really good going today, man. Really excited about this show tonight. We got two guests coming on, repping the 49ers, faithful Bay Area. We got Rod and we got the Wise Soul, two brothers that co-host with our good friend Gina over from the Bay, the Sports Laugh and Chill Show, which you can find every Monday and Wednesday. I think they come on 9:30 Eastern time. So they're gonna come on with us, man. Definitely got a bunch to talk to. 49ers have a date with the Steelers week 1 Sunday. Finally, some NFL football coming through.
Yes,
on that
sir.
note as well. So
Yes, sir.
You know, so we'll talk about that. and I'm sure there'll be some Trey Lance talk amongst this, in regard to that. We definitely got to do our predictions for, playoffs and all that. We definitely got to, I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that. So, I got a question for you, man. Did you get a chance to watch Cam and Mace's show yesterday?
Nah,
With
the
Antonio
OJ
Brown?
one. No, about to say the OJ one or Antonio Brown, but no, I
Antonio
didn't see
Brown.
him. I didn't see him yet. No, I didn't see it yet.
Okay, so I want to know what you think about this, and I know you didn't watch the episode. I had a chance to watch the entire episode, and for the record too, Antonio Brown sounds great with this group with Cam, Mace, and Stat, and he's supposed to be coming on every week throughout the NFL season. And I know there's been a lot of criticism in the comments about how Antonio Brown probably gonna get himself locked up or hemmed up someplace while this is happening and da da da. This is the perfect spot for Antonio Brown, to be on, because let's face it, I don't know of any other mainstream network that's willing to touch him right now. And you could kind of make the case you can make the case for OJ as well. Nobody was touching OJ Simpson but Cam and Mace. So, shout out to those brothers for giving those brothers, the platform. But two things I want to kind of comment on that I got questions about. So, Cam had a couple questions about what happened in Tampa when they won the Super Bowl with Brady and those guys, and then also when he got to the Patriots for, I guess, that one game against the Dolphins that one year. So, the first thing Antonio Brown was talking about, he was saying how when he got to the Patriots, it was kind of all love and stuff, right? And, the reports was that Brady, kind of took him into his household and all this stuff. And Antonio Brown kind of refuted that, was basically saying, yeah, I went over there, several times, but I wasn't living with Tom Brady. That's what he was saying there. So he went on to say that after that Dolphins game where he balled out, I kind of remember the game vividly. He balled out in that one game, and then there was some kind of report that came out that he got, knocked by the law again, and so the Patriots had to, cut ties with him after that. So he was saying how he felt like he was being blackballed out of being able to kind of, I don't want to say make a name for himself, but I guess from the business perspective, he was saying, yo, I was thinking about my future, right? And so I'm just trying to think about, okay, I got the stats, I got the yards, Hall of Fame trajectory was, getting up there. And he was basically saying, yo, like, I was trying to do things my way, and it seemed like every time I had a good game or, I was out balling, they was out to knock me, whatever. So he basically was saying that him getting cut by the Patriots was a way of him being blackballed. So my first question, and as much as I want to believe Antonio Brown when it comes to that, I just have a hard time believing that somebody was blackballing you from the Patriots of all teams. If anything, Antonio Brown made them, I thought, a much more legitimate Super Bowl contender that year. I think it was 2019, I want to say it was. So, in my eyes, it kind of made them look like the more, a superior Super Bowl contending team. And if you're the NFL, why would you do anything to, compromise that, including, quote-unquote, blackballing Antonio Brown, right? Here's the second thing. So, Cam asked him about what happened during his years at Tampa. So, Antonio Brown goes on to say, okay, we get to the Super Bowl, we play in the Chiefs, we blow them out, and we're celebrating on the field. And so he says, Giselle, and we all know who Giselle is. Giselle runs over to Antonio Brown, gives him this like big hug, and in the words of Antonio Brown, like she was gazing into his eyes. and she was holding him with both arms and kind of a way, not a weird way, but like a way that he wasn't expecting to be like held by somebody else's wife, right? Let alone it be the wife of the quarterback on the team.
Did he flat out? That's how he described it.
That's how he described it, right?
So he was implying that Giselle wanted to fuck him.
Yes, there was an implementation of that, right? So, my question to that, right? So my question to that was this the beginning of the breakup / divorce between Giselle and Tom Brady?
I mean,
because we never heard that coming out of media. Like, we didn't hear that part about it. All we heard in regards to their divorce was he retired and then unretired and wanted to come back and play.
Yeah, well, that's a good enough reason for her to want to retire. I mean, to my understanding or recollection, she had been on interviews hinting at, she was happy that he was staying home and disappointed when he decided that he didn't want to stay home anymore because she feels like she put her career aside for at least 15 years, I guess 15 years or maybe more to let him do his thing as an NFL player, and obviously as a top tier NFL player. So when you keep 20 years later and Giselle feel like she's still Giselle, so she can still go out here and get jobs. You know what I'm saying? Now you kind of throwing me off because now 1 minute you're saying, okay, I could go out here, I can get out here and get back to what I've been wanting to do for 20 years, and now you're saying I can't. So that caused tension in the marriage, and so to me, it was never a question as of what happened. My implication was always that.
Now, before you go on, and I wanna like retort to that to say that I'm not excluding what was reported about him retiring, unretiring, how Giselle felt about him doing that and stuff. Like, I believe that's a huge reason for their breakup. What I'm saying is, in regards to her and Antonio Brown embracing each other after they won the Super Bowl, I was just more implying, was just this the beginning of their breakup? Meaning, did Tom feel some kind of way about Giselle, hugging Antonio Brown the way he described it?
Of course. I mean, well, if that's what really happened and Tom Brady saw it, I mean, any man would feel some. I mean, that's obvious question. Of course, if that's what really happened, Tom Brady should feel some kind of way about it, unless it was innocent. But again, so I haven't seen the hug, and I only got Antonio Brown's side of the story. So I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like Giselle did something out of pocket. I'm not gonna pretend like Antonio Brown didn't have the right to feel out of pocket based on what she did. I don't know. I ain't see the hug. Maybe if I see the hug, maybe I can draw my own inferences.
Really did.
And I still wouldn't know, even if you still don't really know. So, I mean, at the end of the day, hey, man, I tell you what, that's why you bring Antonio Brown to It Is What It Is podcast, because whether he's telling the truth or not, that's a story. You know what I'm saying? That's something to talk about.
And that's why I brought it up. I'm like, whoa. I'm listening yesterday. I'm like, yo, I got some questions here. So,
I mean, I'll say this: I'm more inclined to believe that he doing a little bit of potting, a little bit of embellishing, and not to say that she didn't hug him, not even to say that maybe she gave him a little lock on his neck or what, But I don't think he made it. I don't think he thought, or maybe he did, but I think he put a little sauce on it. Even if she did all that, I don't think he was trying to. If he implied in the story on the podcast that he was implying like, yeah, Shorty might have want to fuck me, and that was the problem that Tom Brady was having.
Which he didn't say those words. Which he didn't say those exact words, but like you asked the question, was he trying to imply that? I believe he was trying to imply that without actually saying so.
So he was putting sauce, in my opinion, without me having seen it.
Yeah.
That sounds like he was putting sauce on the story because he's on this podcast,
Right.
and this podcast is the biggest sports podcast going right now. And you know why let's run the numbers up type
Yeah.
thing.
Right. And
I believe that more than I believe that
Mm-hmm.
that was the start of the beginning of the end for Giselle and Tom Brady.
So what do I believe? I believe he was. I kind of believe he was telling the truth. Now, I think two things can be true at the same time. He was telling exactly what happened from his perspective, and he could have been putting his spin on it, like you saying he put a little bit of sauce to it, just to make it, make it get more, of a soundbite, situation for that. As far as him being blackballed, from the league, I don't know that I believe that part. Like
Look, man,
I don't know
tell you,
I don't know that I believe that. Like at
if
that
he
point
would,
in his career,
he made it easy for.
nah.
If that's what they were trying to do, he made it really easy.
Yeah, I mean, he had some good stories though. And I'll let you. I don't want to go on. I'm sure
No,
you're
you
gonna.
could spoil. Maybe not. You could spoil it.
Well, he talked about against the Jets when he walked off the field and stuff. And I think some of the stuff that he said regarding the injury and the team not wanting to sit him, but to rather play him on the injury and stuff. Like some of that stuff we kind of heard
Yeah.
after that happened. So I don't
Yeah.
think I don't think anything that he said was disclosed, at the time it happened. He did kind of confirm that he was hurt. But there was also some kind of incentive in that contract at the time that if he got a certain amount of yards or whatever, that he'd be able to get some of that incentive money and stuff. So
Yeah, it was the same thing he talked about on Pivot Podcast. I'm sure. Like, I'm
and
sure
I didn't see that interview, but I
Oh.
think it sounded like you saw that one.
Yeah,
So,
that was like maybe by off season of that year that he did Pivot Podcast. Yeah, we talked about it on this podcast.
oh, okay.
Mm.
Okay. Damn, that was that long ago? Shit.
Mm. Yeah, we probably talked about it. Yeah, that we probably talked about it that week after after the Pivot came out that week.
Okay. Yeah. So
Because
yeah.
basically he was saying, I was saying, that he makes sense. Like that's a valid reason, and maybe if I'm in that situation, I don't take my jersey off and show off like he did. But he did have a right to say, "Hey, I ain't playing." He did have a right to talk to who was the coach at the time?
Arians.
Arians, he did have the right to talk to Arians how he spoke to him. If Arians spoke to him first that way, and then it is what it is. So I mean,
Right.
yeah. So if he's guilty of anything, maybe the showboating after he said what he said and after the conversation he had, he could have just walked off calmly.
Right.
Maybe that's the what he did wrong in the situation. But everything else, if his story pans out as true, look,
Yep.
man, I ain't had no problem with him, and he didn't seem crazy to me. He seemed
Right.
like a nigga making mistakes, but he didn't seem like somebody who was not he didn't seem like somebody who was crazy as a lot of people was trying to call him.
Right. Like they were saying, oh, we got CTE.
Like
and all this
mental
stuff.
health and all these
Right,
things.
right.
No, he seemed like a nigga that just needed some straightening with the law. You know what I'm saying?
Homie spoke with some clarity, like throughout the entire
He ain't stupid.
episode.
He ain't stupid.
Yeah. He spoke without, and I wasn't surprised. Like
Yeah.
like he felt comfortable being around Cam and Mason Staton. So, it wasn't surprised at how he spoke and the way he was telling the stories and things like that. The other thing that that kind of caught my attention that we didn't know about at the time it was going on. So I forget the trainer's name, the Tom Brady's personal guy. I forget that guy's name, but he mentioned how he would send the trainer out to Antonio Brown's house to quote unquote spy on Antonio Brown just to make sure he doing what he supposed to be doing and stuff like that. But mainstream media made it seem like, oh, he's living with Tom Brady, so, everything must be all right. Oh, Tom Brady's got his trainer with him, so everything's all cool and all this stuff, when we really knew for a long time that if anybody had like the what you call it, the work ethic, right? Antonio Brown was one of the best.
Yeah.
When it came to work ethic, like he
Yeah.
studied his craft. He was in the books and all that stuff. He wasn't one to fool around, but that was one thing that he brought up that I was kind of like, wait, so the trainer was spying on you versus actually, working with you? Like that's kind of crazy, but not surprising.
Did he say why he felt that way?
I think it was more so because that's what Tom told him. In the end, Tom did kind of confirm, hey man, I just was trying to, look out for you and all this stuff like that. But and
No.
AB didn't really feel like he needed that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I mean, I wouldn't
It-
feel that way neither. And bro,
Yeah.
stop. Yo, like I'm a grown ass man. So like, what are you talking about? You got people spying on me. Look, there is a thing of team accountability and all those. But nigga, I'm Antonio Brown, and with all due respect, he's Tom Brady. So, but you ain't gotta talk to me like I'm one of these poo putt and I don't mean poo putt like everybody's inferior to Antonio Brown and Tom Brady. But there's a level. There's levels to this
Yep,
shit.
right,
Antonio
right.
Brown was the best wide receiver for a slot of years. Because of his work ethic. It wasn't because he was tall. It wasn't because he was the fastest. It was because of his work ethic. He did this wide receiver shit.
Yeah.
So well, it was his speed. He was fast as hell.
I was
But,
gonna say, which all those things you said was true. He was fast. Now I don't know how tall he is.
he was
but
5'10".
5'10". Okay, so
Yeah,
that's
so
not
That's
tall.
not tall.
Right.
He's not jumping. He's not Julio Jones jumping over nobody. He's not, like he's running routes better than pretty much anybody in the league at the time.
Yeah.
And getting open and Ben is and catching it. Let's be clear. Best hands. Let's not forget that. Best hands. So, you know what I'm saying? So, look, I don't need you, Tom Brady, to tell me how to do this when I've been doing this at a top level and the only reason I haven't been on the field is because of off the field issues and whatever, however you felt about Juju Smith-Schuster's ascendance because they was all on hey man, I'm still Antonio Brown, so y'all don't gotta act
Right.
like I'm not
Right.
Antonio Brown. I'm not these other wide receivers. I'm literally the best.
Yeah.
So yeah, he should feel like, hey, nah, come and get away from me. Get these people away from me.
Right. Right.
I don't need you. I don't need you or your people to show me how to do this.
Yeah. Yeah, see, this is why we need shows like It Is What It Is, because, not, and it's their story versus their story, but at the end of the day, on shows like this, you're going to get the stories that mainstream media is not going to, expose or tell. So, I love his appearance, and I'm actually looking forward to, seeing him on the show every week and stuff. So, shout out to them for, pulling Antonio Brown and OJ Simpson. I gotta watch that one.
I'm a little more excited for OJ than Antonio Brown, but
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one. Cause OJ be on this fantasy football stuff on Twitter.
well, OJ, people forget that OJ is one of the best running backs. I'm sorry to ever do it. Before acting and before the stabbing and the
Yep.
glove and all that.
Yep.
He was one of the best running backs to do it, and I think it was funny because I was reading something when I realized maybe a couple of weeks ago, people don't know O.J. Simpson for football,
And I'm not surprised at that. You know what I mean?
but that's a
Like,
problem.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you. It's a problem. I'm just saying that because OJ's what 70 something, right? Years old, or something like that, right?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm not surprised because when you take into account what happened in the mid '90s with the white Bronco and and all that case and all that stuff,
The murder of Nicole
that
Kidman and Ron Gold.
right and all that stuff. When you consider all of that, like
Nicole
that,
Brown. I said Nicole Kidman. My fault. Nicole Brown. Is it Brown?
I think it's Nicole Brown. I think it's
Okay.
Nicole Brown.
And
Ronald Goldman.
Rest in peace, nonetheless. I don't
Absolutely.
want to. Sorry,
Absolutely.
I don't want to.
No, absolutely. I'm just kind of going back in memory lane with the case and stuff, and but that was sort of what kind of made OJ, more of this storyline.
Before that happened,
Yes.
he was known for football and he was known for acting,
And he was one of the best running backs.
Right,
then.
he was known for
Absolutely.
He was known for so let's be clear, had that situation not happened, we would still know him for football and we'd still know him for his acting career.
OJ would be
That would still be the case.
OJ would be acting still. OJ would be in movies, TV shows. Hell, he'd even be on one of these NFL network shows or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
He would still be doing all this stuff. But
exactly. So I would like him, like, look, he got acquitted. He didn't get found guilty.
Yeah.
Let it go. Now he did his little bid for the sports paraphernalia thing. He did his little bid for the sports paraphernalia, but he did his time.
Right. And we know what that was about. Like the sentence for that thing, we know what that was about.
I don't even remember what the sentence was, but he wasn't there. He wasn't in jail long, was he? I don't even remember.
I thought he was in
like
jail
3 years.
It felt like 10. I could be wrong, but it
felt
for a while.
Don't get me the line.
Because I remember people saying, yo, this sentence is crazy for the paraphernalia issue. And my response always was that they trying to get him for the Nicole Brown stuff. That was always my retort to that. So so to me, that's what it was kind of always about. Was getting himself in that situation, and then the court just kind of saying, "Yo, we got him this time. Let's throw it at him. Let's throw the book at him, whatever." So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to looking at that episode with OJ, man. What else you got, bro?
Hey man, we gotta talk about Colorado's upset over TCU over the weekend. Now,
yes, sir.
Let me make this very clear, listeners. Maestro does not really watch college football like that. Let me be very clear. But I will take some time out for the one time to support Deion Sanders and his tenure with Colorado, because he's Deion Sanders and the way he's doing things is so I will take some time out every now and then to see what Deion is doing. Upsets TCU. His son did what he did, but we got to talk about Travis Hunter because that Bama played 110 snaps of this game. Yes, sir. Two-way players. I'm not sure of how good of a defensive game he had, but he certainly had 117 receiving yards.
Yes, sir.
I don't know who this kid Dennis Edwards is before Saturday, but that dude is fast.
Yeah.
And shout out to Deion in Colorado for beating 17th ranked TCU. If I'm not mistaken, were they in the national championship last year? Is that
yes, they were. They were in the Final Four. Yep.
They were in the Final Four.
They were in the Final Four. Yep.
How does a team that was in the Final Four be ranked 17th going into the season?
Because TCU was one of those teams that, you get a team every year that's like ranked fourth, that they give the fourth ranking to. So you got your Ohio States, you got your Alabamas, and you got your Clemsons maybe. And then there's always that fourth team that people say, do they belong or do they really not belong? Or do they just belong because they had such a great season and they knocked off a couple of heavyweights throughout the season? So TCU was that team that people was giving a side eye to going into the college football playoff. And it turned out, if my memory serves right, because again, I'm not a guy that watches a lot of college football, but TCU kind of got taken out real graciously in that first round. And so am I surprised at the 17th ranking for them? I'm not surprised at that, given the way that people have been talking about this team, prior to the playoffs last year.
I mean, I don't know. Look, I don't know. I just feel like if you was in the championship the past year, unless I mean I don't know who left, I don't know who came in,
Right. You got to
but
consider that too.
17 seems like like if they were number 4 last year, 4 to 17 is a precipitous drop.
Yeah.
That I mean, like, all right,
Yeah.
put them at 9, put them at 10. 17 seems like a lot to be. That's and again, I don't know a whole lot about college football. I don't pretend to watch it every Saturday. I'm not the one that you're gonna see sitting there on the couch watching that. So I'm not the one for that. But 4 to 17 sounds like a crazy drop. But one way or the other, shout out to Deion.
Yeah.
Shout out to Deion.
Shout out to Deion.
Putting that upset for sure.
Shout out to him, and shout out to him for talking that talk throughout the presser too, bruh. He just had the media kind of shook, like, yeah, we here, like, and the folks that's riding with us, and if you're not riding with us, then I'm gonna call you out. I got receipts, so shout out to Deion for doing all that.
All day, yeah. Shout out to Deion.
Absolutely. All right, so we got one of our two guests here right now. Let me introduce him to the show here. Sports Laugh and Chill show, Mondays and Wednesdays, 9:30 Eastern Time, with our girl Gina, with a host of other folks. We got the Wise Soul here in the building, and if you look at this guy's background, because that's the first thing I want to get into. But first off, man, how's everything, man? How you doing, bro?
Hey, what up, y'all? What up? How y'all doing?
Yeah, I'm hating, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm definitely hating. Like, I need to make some better life choices, bro. Cause I can identify about 4 or 5. Just it's a little blurry, but I can identify about 4 or 5 of those pairs. No,
yeah,
I can still.
I'm trying to shrink it down actually, because it's getting overwhelming. So.
What size you wear? I help you.
Size 12. Size 12. He's like, Maestro over here, like, yo, send something out. I got you. I got you.
Hey,
how you guys doing?
We good, man. But I gotta ask you about the collection behind you. Like, so, what's the one shoe that is dominating your background right there? Like, which one do you have the most of?
Probably Jordan 1s, either Jordan 1s or Jordan 4s. For the most part, it's pretty much almost all Nike. I got a couple Adidas. I got some Asics. It's a little versatile. It's a little, I got a little bit of everything. So mainly like Jordan 1s. My first sneaker was a Jordan 4. My grandparents bought it for me when I was going back to school as a kid. So I was like, that's what I'm
Jordan
looking for.
4s are clean. Jordan 4s are clean. Jordan 4s are clean. So, my personal favorite Jordan is the Flint 13.
Oh, the Flint 13s. I got that back there.
Yeah, those are my personal favorite. Yeah. Those are my personal favorites. And I'm not even a big blue person, but something about them. Those favorite Jordans all time for me.
What was your Maestro? What was your first sneaker?
My first sneakers that I was proud of.
Okay, I ain't asked you that you was proud of. Like, what was your first like?
But you're talking about Nikes.
Sneaker.
You're talking about yeah. So the first pair I got was the first pair I was proud of. Okay. It was actually, there's not a popular shoe, but I actually found them recently and had to go get them. They are the Nike Air Hawk Flights that Gary Payton used to wear. And it was before the gloves, before the gloves. But they had these. It was like a weird, reflective type thing on the side of the shoe. And if you peeled off the film, you were definitely going to tear that design up, because I did that. But those Hawk Flights, those are my jams. Like, I had the black and blue ones.
That's what's up.
Tough. Yeah, Air Max 95 was kind of my shoe growing up, but before that, I had a pair of Shaqs with the pump and the
I
and
thought you was talking about the Walmart joints, bro.
nah. Nah, the joint with the you could pump the shoe and all that.
The
Reebok pumps, yeah. That's when he was on that Twism hype, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember those. Yeah, I
Yep.
had those back. I had the black ones. I didn't have the white ones. I remember I wanted the white ones, but I had the black ones back in the day. So,
Man, y'all had a good life, man. I could count on my fingers how many pairs of expensive shoes I got coming up. I could probably count it on my fingers.
That's
but see,
crazy.
that's what kind of drove me as an adult, because as a kid I wasn't able to get all of them. You know, I was like, mom's like, you got to pick and choose. So, I did what I did, and then as I got older, you know, started working, finishing school and all that, I started, you know, I'm getting back into the shoe game.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, it overwhelms you, and you in a room surrounded by sneakers. So
hey man, you living the dream, man.
That's this guy right here though.
You are definitely living the dream. I messed around and had kids and slowed down down, but now forget them kids.
Hey, my man turned 18 and started wilding out after that. When it
I was a big. By that time, I was big on dunks. I was big on daylight. I had the daylights, MF Dooms. Like I was real big on dunks. Yeah, I was real big on dunks around that time. But
by the way, real quick before I forget, happy birthday.
Appreciate you.
Shout out.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
I saw Trey with the video earlier. I was like, you know, that's what I'm talking about. Brotherhood right there. I like that,
man.
Yes,
man, because he was gonna hear it if he didn't. he was definitely going out, you know.
Hey man, that was 9:00 this morning, bro.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Let's So I first want to ask you, Wise, how did you and Gina and the rest of the crew hook up to do Sports Laugh and Chill? I know it was previously called something else, but you know, kind of take us back to the beginning and how you guys hooked up.
Well, Gina was doing it was all Gina. Gina kind of brought everybody together. We all knew Gina, so Gina was the mutual plug here.
Right.
She was doing not streams. What's the thing on Twitter where, you know, the
Spaces?
Spaces, right? She was doing Spaces, and you know,
yeah.
She started her podcast and doing Spaces, and you know, I tap in with her. Obviously, most of us are 49er fans. We tap in, check her out. And then she branched out and got into YouTube, and she was working for some network or whatever. And I think everybody would be like, you need to do your own thing. Don't worry about all that network stuff. Do your own thing. So she did. And I think it was her and Rod and Jordan started out together. Then they brought me in. They're like, hey, Wise, you know, you want to come in? Because they saw I was doing my thing with the sneakers and sports. So they were like, yo, you want to tap in with us? And I was like, sure. So I hopped in with them. And then we just keep expanding, man. It's like, you know, we get a collection of talent. We brought in Dennis. We brought in Dan. Dan is a character. We brought Dan in, and we just kind of roll with that, man. So it's been fun. You know, we're gonna keep grinding and doing it now that football season's here. You know, a lot to get into. It's different because Gina, myself, and Rod are the only 49er fans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody else has their own team. So we go back and forth into it. Basketball season, that's a whole nother thing where everybody kind of got there. I think Gina and I are the only Warriors fans. Everybody else is either a Laker fan or something else. I don't know, but for the most part, it's fun, man. It's fun. We always in a group chat cracking jokes, so we have a good time with it.
How did you what did your love for the 49ers first start?
Just I can remember, man. Like that was the only team I really knew. I think the first Super Bowl memory I had was the Super Bowl when they played the Dolphins. I think it was Super Bowl 19 or something like that.
Yeah,
that's
so that
like
was Marino's like sophomore year.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the first football memory I remember having. Like, and so that was my team. And so me growing out here in California, you know, you had to choose. It was either the 49ers or the Raiders.
Right.
You know, we have those offsets where people choose the Cowboys for whatever reason, but we ain't talking about them right now.
The Cowboys find their way all across.
They find their way,
nation.
you know. So I chose 49ers, and it's been that way. It's been that way ever since. And we had some great years, and then as an adult, it got real. It got real. You had to test your fanhood to see what you was really about. We had some down years, so but I'm still riding with them. That's gonna be the squad all the way through. So
that's what's up. I mean, so look, man. I was gonna try with your man's, and he is welcome to jump in when he ready. I'm gonna just get to the shits, bruh.
Go ahead.
Y'all are a Super Bowl or bust team, man. It's very clear. Ain't no whole bunch of nothing to talk about. I'm looking forward to y'all starting y'all season 0-1. I'm gonna hold that for the end of the conversation. Talk to me about the San Francisco 49ers offseason and kind of where you stand with them right now.
It's been a wild offseason. Rod, when he'll get here, I'll let Rod tell you. He's with you. It's Super Bowl or bust.
Yeah.
I think we all kind of feel that way, but Rod is like, he's on Kyle's head right now. Like, like pause. He's Kyle got to get it done this year or not, but the offseason, obviously we had the whole thing with Trey. That kind of dominated most of the offseason, and now we got the Bosa deal. Bosa still not signed. A lot of 49 fans are panicking, mad at the front office, Lynch, Shanahan. The way that our team is built, it really kind of is, we got to get it done this year because this team is going to be completely different moving forward. They're going to have to make decisions on the money. They got a lot of people that are on the books for a lot of money, so they really got to get it done this year. No more excuses. Kyle can't get another pass. He's got to get it done. So we'll see.
I mean, look. Well, in Cal's defense, and you'll see that I might be a little bit of a Cal defender a bit through this episode.
Well, don't tell Rod that.
That you
yeah,
might.
I know. Oh, I know.
You are, and I think you showed that each week we've talked about this.
Well, in his defense, his quarterback went out last year in the NFC Championship. That year is a dud. It's a dud. But and then it was it 2020 when y'all had them whole rack of injuries?
2020, yep.
Dud. Jimmy Garoppolo missing that throw where y'all should have beat the Chiefs.
Yeah,
that's not a dud. That's not a dud. But y'all seemingly fixed the Jimmy Garoppolo problem. So I mean, I guess my question is, and I asked the more level-headed San Francisco fan first, since you're here. Why is it just because of the Trey Lance situation that he's on such a hot seat with 49ers fans? Because it would seem to me that this team has been a good team, a top 5 team, and that's being nice, a top 5 team in the NFC. Right. They probably a top 3 team in the NFC for the past 5, maybe 7 years. That's a good stat to have. And they still have a team that is in Super Bowl contention. Like, they're getting better as time has gone on.
Right.
So why such a hot seat?
It's you understand, Maestro. You're a Steelers fan.
Yeah.
It's Super Bowl. We don't accept anything besides Super Bowls. Mm-hmm. Like, we talk about this on the show a little bit. Would we rather be relevant or do we want to win championships?
Yeah. Like,
you kind of balance that. Yeah, a lot of fans want to be relevant, contending but not winning. That'll get you a pass. They'll be like, oh well, we in there. It kind of reminds me of the old Andy Reid Eagles. They get to the championship games, they'd fail, but they were relevant for like a decade.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't really accept that out here. Like, we're trying to win Super Bowls. Like, we were tied with the Steelers and the Cowboys for the longest time. Yeah. Y'all obviously passed us, and we still stuck on 5. Like, I mean, we haven't won since the 90s. So that plays into it. And Kyle gets the pressure, I think, because he was like the prince that was promised to us, right? We came off of the Chip Kelly and the Tom Sula era. It was terrible. So we get the young Shanahan, and he's literally fumbled the one position we thought he would stabilize, which is the quarterback position.
Okay.
And he's consistently fumbled that. And I say it this way. You talk about how Purdy got hurt last year in the playoffs, right? We really, outside of the 2019 season, our quarterback only finished the season once. Like, and that was the year we went to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Like, literally, we've gone through every season with an injured quarterback. And if you can say it's probably because of the scheme or whatever, Kyle has a responsibility in that, or responsible for some of that, just by the way he calls his blocking assignments. But I mean, we feel like we missed out on a lot of opportunities. We feel like we could have took a swing at Mahomes. He didn't even evaluate Mahomes. Yeah. So that Mahomes Watson draft, he didn't even check for quarterbacks. He went with Solomon Thomas. Obviously, that didn't work out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that didn't work out. And so the whole, I think Rod and I talk about this a lot. There's something in the back of our head that says Kyle is still in love with Kirk Cousins, and somehow, some way, he's gonna find a way to get Kirk Cousins to San Francisco.
I've seen that.
Yeah, it bothers me. Hopefully, Purdy's the guy. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but I feel like Kirk Cousins has been a thorn in our side and Kyle's side. The reason he didn't make the moves correctly with the quarterback situation. They took the one shot, obviously, at Trey Lance, and that's a story within itself. We'll probably get into that a little bit later, but
yeah.
That's why Kyle is in the seat that he's in right now. He's
okay.
Some fans are happy, hey, we're relevant, cool. But for those that want to win that 6th Super Bowl, that Lombardi trophy, Kyle's in the hot seat, man. He got to get it done this year, or else we gotta have to have a conversation. So,
look, I was the one non-49er fan that was going off about that whole saga with Trey Lance. Like, everything you said, from the quarterback position over the last several years with San Francisco, to its Super Bowl or bust, to how they've kind of botched the whole Trey Lance thing, is kind of what I've been saying. Like, 49er fans, they want to win the championship. Like, it's no, oh, we're relevant, it's nice, it's cool and all that. Nah, like, y'all got 5 chips in y'all history. Y'all got one of the greatest quarterbacks in the history, of the league once upon a time on your franchise. Like, I'm not gonna settle for that. Like, to me, if Kyle don't win the Super Bowl this year, and I'm not just talking about getting there. I don't care if you get there. You win the whole thing. If he doesn't win, I think he should go. I think he should go. Him and Lynch. They should go.
I hear what you're saying, and I tell this to Rod. Rod is one of those people that he knows when, like, hey, just shut it down. Like, don't get your emotions all into it because it's a problem. I remember the NFC Championship game last year. I'm over here losing my shit. Like, my bad.
You good.
Yeah.
Hey, hold up.
Let it go. Yeah. Let it go, bro.
Yeah, going crazy. Rod texted me a half like, yo, hey, it's over, man. It's over. Just stop tripping. It's over. And I'm like, all right, I get it. Right. This is the same situation right now with Kyle. Kyle isn't going anywhere. Jed York is happy. He's making money. The relevance of the team is where he wants it. If I'm be honest with you, if Kyle does win the Super Bowl, they're gonna give him the keys of the car to the franchise. He can do whatever the hell he wants to do.
Yeah.
And he deserves it to get it.
Right, he'll deserve it.
Yep.
John Lynch, on the other hand, I don't think Lynch is he's not in it long term, I don't think. I think Lynch, he collected a little payday. He gonna get one of these TV deals probably in the next year or two, and he gonna dip out.
Really?
He sees where it's going. Yeah, he sees where it's going. The money's built up. He's made the team relevant. He in his eyes, he was better than Matt Milton. He did his job. Yeah, he's good. So he's gonna be okay. But Kyle, and I'm a Kyle fan. Don't get me wrong. Like, I want Kyle to get it done. The Atlanta fiasco, all that stuff, the Kansas City thing.
Yeah.
For Kyle's sake, I want him to get it done. Believe me, I do. And Rod is the whole, he like Trey, like, hey, he got to get fired or whatever. And I'm with that. However, I look at the scope of the coaching scope, like, who we gonna hire? Like,
thank you.
Who we gonna bring in?
But
like,
come on.
I typed that in my notes last week when he was in the chat last week. Like, who in the hell is gonna replace
who would
Kyle
bring
Shanahan?
in?
And you're still gonna be in the Super Bowl window, and you're still. Because you'll have the roster, clearly. You'll have the roster. But who you bringing in that's going to coach that team?
That question gets so overrated to a certain point.
I don't think in San Francisco that's an overrated question.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's fine with firing Kyle until it's time to hire somebody. And the only issue I have with this is it reminds me of the Harbaugh situation. Harbaugh, it was a love-hate relationship with Harbaugh out here. As soon as we let Harbaugh go, we had arguably the 2 worst hires in franchise history, back to back.
Exactly.
And so I tell the team that all the time, like, I don't know if I trust Jed York in making the right hire after Kyle. But hey, Kyle gets it done. Hey, the keys are yours. You do whatever you want to, Playboy. So
yeah, bro. I'm sorry, man. I can't. No, like you can't get rid of Kyle Shanahan. Like Kyle Shanahan got to do something to agree. Like he's got to match his he's got to match his winning record because he's had a in at least these past 5 years. I don't know what the career shit look like in San Fran, but he's been
a little over 500.
A little bit, right? I did see that. That's why I stopped myself. But I know in the past 5 years this nigga's been killing shit.
Right.
He's been killing shit. And so he's gonna have to match that for 2 years at least, losing before it's like, all right, maybe
for him to get fired, for him to not be the coach next year, shit would have to hit the fan this year.
Hit the fan. Like Brock Purdy would have to be trash.
He'd have to be trash. I'm talking like 2-14, or 2-15, whatever the
he'd have to be he'd have to be trash. Like he'd have to legit, and it'd have to be Brock Purdy because that's the only thing. That's the only stain on him right now is that he got rid of Trey Lance to deal with Brock Purdy.
Don't you think that's a realistic possibility that Brock Purdy could be trash? And I'm not saying that y'all gonna win just 3 games, 4 games. Like y'all could win, y'all could go 9-8, and he could still play trash.
Sure.
Like that's a high possibility because for me, here's the thing for me.
Right.
He played well last year in those games. I'm not knocking the guy. I think he has the potential to be a good quarterback, but 8 games or whatever, how many games that was in that stretch, to me was not enough to cut the cord on Trey Lance. That just wasn't enough for me, which is why I've always said, hey, bring Trey Lance back, even if it means you're going to keep him on the bench for another year and let Brock prove that he's the guy for a full 17 games and then going into the postseason. If Brock does play well during that stretch, then you can cut ties with him. But I thought they cut the cord too quick. Just off of 8 games of Brock Purdy. I thought that wasn't enough to me.
I agree. Kyle, he's done this before, like with a small sample size. Jimmy G came in after the trade. I think he played like 5 games. We ended up paying Jimmy G like the highest contract in football history at the time. Small sample size. Jimmy G played well. He went with Jimmy G. He felt like obviously he couldn't get it done with Jimmy G after a certain amount of years. Trey Lance got 4 games, really 3. One game was unplayable. We were playing in a monsoon. He determined at that point, small sample size, he's not the guy.
Right.
Moved off of him. Brock Purdy again. He had a hell of an 8 games last year. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
If Brock Purdy plays like he played last year, then Kyle made the right choice. It's clear.
Yeah.
However, it's a small sample size. We don't know. The kid just tore his elbow up in that game. We don't even know what kind of arm strength he's going to have remaining. And that wasn't even one of his strongest, assets was his arm. So why cut Trey Lance when you didn't have to? That was always my thing. It was more of the money's already been paid. The debt's already been, taken. We traded the picks. They're not coming back. There was no need to get rid of him outside of it being a distraction to the team. And because, you had the fan base, you had the Trey fans, the Purdy fans.
Absolutely.
49er fandom right now is like a civil war. Like being on Twitter, X, whatever they want to call it.
Is that why y'all starting fights in the stands and stuff? And I'm seeing videos going viral and all this stuff about fights at preseason games.
We make fun of that's the reason it is, but it just get like that, man, in the Bay. It get that way, man. It probably happens everywhere. It's just you get it on camera a lot.
Yeah, it happens.
No, you're gonna be all right. Even though you're gonna rock the Ravens gear, you should be fine.
I'm coming with an army, so
you should be good. It just get that way, but I hope Trey, does what he needs to do and he becomes successful. Obviously, I'm not gonna wish too much success on him. He went to Dallas.
Right.
I can't fuck with Dallas. Like,
right.
That was the one. There's 2 places they could have traded him to. I couldn't follow. Dallas, Vegas. They traded him to Dallas. I like, good luck, Trey. Hope all goes well, but I could care less anymore.
That's crazy. And those are 2 non-divisional opponents. Like that's crazy. You said that.
Yeah, that's for
But
sure.
Dallas makes sense because Dallas is probably the. I mean, I think it's safe to say Dallas is
There's a
probably
history between
History, it's
them
history
and
there,
San
yeah.
Francisco.
Well, that, but more so in reference to going to the competition in the NFC.
Yeah.
Dallas is probably the third, maybe the third. I'd say the third best team in the NFC.
Yep.
Yeah,
At least on paper, anyway.
At least on paper, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, that's healthy. I wouldn't want them to have quarterback depth either.
So one thing you look at though is it's low key disrespectful to Trey. How bad do you think I am that you're gonna send me within the conference to one of the top teams in the conference? Like you must think I must be shit because I'm not making that move. Like
that's some arrogance
to anybody.
on their part.
Yeah, that's a Kyle thing. He has a lot of arrogance that he has to be the star of the show, and we'll see if it all pays out.
I about to say we'll see if it pays out because because while everybody's talking about how unathletic and his arm and all that, and I agree in reference to Brock Purdy. One thing that Brock Purdy does very, very well, and I have been saying it all year, is that he goes in and coach says, "This is the game plan. When this happens, you do that. When this happens, you do that. And when this happens, you do that." And he does not deviate. And so, that's so it's for me. It's like, well, of course, Kyle Shanahan would say, "Well, let me run with this cheaper dude who gonna do exactly what I tell him to do, and it's all on me to put him in situations where he could be successful." I mean, look, do I think he should have traded Trey Lance or got rid of Trey Lance? No, I don't. But I've been saying the trade for almost a month. Hell, maybe longer than that. Off season, I said they found their quarterback. I said it when they lost to Philly. They found their quarterback, and they paying this dude $600,000.
Right.
They found their quarterback, and to add, because I'm glad you mentioned about what the team was going to look like in the past few years. Trent Williams is old.
He's getting up there, yeah, no doubt.
Trent Williams is old. Brandon Ayuk is going to expect $20 million. You know what I'm saying? Obviously the Nick Bosa contract. I mean, it's just it would better serve them to have a cheap quarterback right now. And even when it's time to re-up, I'm gonna keep driving this point home. It's easier to pay if Trey Lance performed just as well as Brock Purdy in some type of a multiverse somewhere. It's still easier to pay less to the Mr. Irrelevant than it is to pay less to the guy who was drafted in the first round.
Yeah, and Maestro, I agree with you, and I had to think about that point for a little bit, but I agree with you in the sense that if you get him under the premise that you're going to give him a contract extension instead of allowing him to play that final year out and then go for the big payday, because you can easily pay the quarterback cheap while he's under that first contract. But let Brock Purdy be like, I'm turning down an extension, I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to cash in at the end of my contract to get a bigger contract. He going to get it paid as just as much as a Trey Lance would if Trey Lance were to do the same thing. He will. He will.
It might be a little less, but it'll be.
It'll be money, but it would be less. It would.
How much less we talking though? Like we not talking this big.
I say 10 million. I say 10 million less. At least.
I don't know if it'd be that much. You got to remember, man. Like
that's pennies, man.
I'm talking about
the NFL works.
10 million ain't pennies in the NFL, bro.
No, I'm saying to these owners and stuff, like $10 million. Like they could drop that in the hat.
Because I'm saying that if Brock Purdy, in your example, did that, he would and was consistent with his stats. So he, 25 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 20 straight down the board. Speculative, of course. He would not become then the highest paid quarterback. He wouldn't be that. He wouldn't be the highest paid quarterback.
But he'd be up there.
He'd be up there. Of course he'd be up there. Yeah,
he'd be up there. And if I were him in that situation, I would be asking for that. Especially if I'm balling on my final year of my rookie deal. I would be asking for that.
That's how the QB position works, man. It's the next one up. They try to break the bank. So, yeah.
I don't think Brock Purdy breaks the bank. And
I hope
even
that's a
more
good thing to have. You know, we get to that point. I agree.
And then more to that, Trey.
Yep.
What about? And I get it's a small sample size.
Mm-hmm.
What in Brock Purdy has given us the inclination that he gonna come out and give and be like, I want my shit. I'm the best quarterback to ever do it, and I'm betting it, and I'm betting on myself.
What indication? We're just talking hypotheticals
I guess,
here.
Of course,
We're talking hypotheticals, but
yeah.
In the example,
he gives me the impression, and I could be wrong.
Yep.
He gives me the impression of the guy that just puts his lunch in his pail and comes to work.
Right, that he gonna accept an extension. Like they're
gonna
take whatever the Niners offer him, and he gonna sign the extension.
Hey, bro, we gonna get a Super Bowl. You ain't get it yet, but go on, take this $40 million. So we can put the rest of the people, get the rest of the people we need around you paid to win the Super Bowl. And when we win the Super Bowl, then maybe we can hit you on the back end, get you a little, get you a little something. But go ahead and play 9 or 5 until that's what Brock Purdy gives me.
It sounds nice. It sounds nice.
Yeah.
That don't let the Mr. Irrelevant pick fool you. That kid got a lot of confidence in him. Like we've seen him around. Like I don't like to use the term swag a little bit, but
yeah,
he got a little of that it to him. Like he low key a cocky motherfucker. Like for real.
Yeah,
and I don't think Brock gonna go for that, especially if Brock get the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, well let's be clear. If he get a Super Bowl before they try to extend them, all bets are off.
All bets are off, right?
Yeah. I'm with you there, 100%, 100%. I'm with you there. All bets are off. All bets are off.
Like I said, I hope it's a problem that we do come to where we have to determine. But this becomes if Brock is not who we think Brock is, or at least who a lot of 49er fans think Brock is, there's a problem, and leadership is gonna have to change. And whoever comes in next can choose whoever quarterback they want to go with by then. So.
Your worst nightmare would be meeting Trey Lance in a playoff situation against Dallas.
I don't know why you keep trying to bring that up.
Quarterback.
I don't know why you keep trying to bring that up. You know Trey Lance.
I don't think Trey get a shot anytime soon, man.
Trey Lance is the third string quarterback at the Dallas Cowboys right now.
I agree. There's 0% of that happening. I agree with that.
He might be the fourth. Did they cut Will Greer? He might be the fourth string quarterback.
Will Greer is out. Will Greer.
They did cut him. They did cut him out.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he's the third string quarterback right now.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, look.
Did we not see a Josh Johnson for this guy's team last year show up in the playoff game?
We're not gonna bring that up.
Yeah, about to say that.
We're not gonna bring that.
You twisting the knife on my man. Yeah.
I'm just saying, anything possible. Don't.
That got him a job in Baltimore. While you talking trash?
It did.
Why you talking trash?
It did, and it's surprising that dude's played for almost half the league.
It's not that surprising.
16 teams? Wow.
It's not that surprising. I ain't gonna hold you. It's not that surprising.
Wow.
I hate to be that guy.
Hey, Wise, let's talk about this. The 49ers and the outlook on the season. What are your expectations as far as where you guys think will be seated at in the conference, division? Like how you feeling about that? Like, Seattle's kind of improved a little bit on the defensive side through the draft. We know the Cardinals are going to be trash. The Rams, that's kind of the wild card team. Like the Rams with the injuries last year and them getting healthy again and them being kind of one of the young teams in the league now, which is kind of wild to me. But give me your outlook, man. What do you think? Where do you think the 49ers will fall between really? I think it's a 2-team race with a wild card in there in between. But what do you think?
Honestly, I think that the NFC West is theirs to lose. Like, it's clear. As long as we stay healthy this year, we shouldn't be any issues. I think I predicted 13-4 for the season. If that gets us a 1 or 2 seed, so be it. I'm to the belief that it'd be good to have home field advantage against the Eagles, but I don't necessarily believe that we have to have it to win. I still think that was a winnable game before the injuries and the shenanigans happened and all that.
It happened so early. Yeah, it happened so early.
Yeah.
I do think that's possible, but the NFC West, Seattle is. I don't know if Geno Smith is going to be able to repeat what Geno Smith did last year. We just talked about Brock Purdy.
That's legit. Yeah.
So if Geno Smith repeats what he does, then Seattle's going to be a problem. They're going to be somebody to we're going to have to look out for. I think we split with them if he's who I think he is going to be this year, Geno Smith.
Right.
The Rams are cooked. Like I honestly think the Rams are trying to tank so they can get Caleb Williams. They're not tanking harder than the Cardinals though, who are going all in on the Caleb Williams thing. So that's good for us.
You think so? You think Arizona is going to be in on that?
Oh, Arizona's cooked. I feel like they're not even trying. Like,
interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like, they traded or they cut Colt McCoy, the only quarterback who knew anything in the system that they had.
Exactly.
Yeah,
right.
You bringing in
Joshua Dobbs.
Yeah, and he might start week 1, and he just got there. You can't tell me you're trying to win. So I don't think they're really trying to do anything.
Yeah. Well, Kyler's not going to be ready, like the injury and all that. Like he's not going to be ready. That's crazy. That's crazy that they just gave this man all this money, which I respect. As a black quarterback, getting your money and stuff.
No, you're happy that a black quarterback got money, but you don't respect it. Keep it a buck.
I don't respect He's
him mid. No,
Kyler's mid.
You like that a black quarterback.
I like
because
that
you like any black quarterback getting their bread.
Facts.
But if you're talking about Kyler Murray and his play as an NFL quarterback, he is mid.
I'm talking about respecting the fact that he put the Cardinals in a situation where they got dumbfounded, didn't really, like you and I talked about, they didn't have to pay him. They didn't have to pay the guy, but somehow they was like, here, Kyler, here's the house.
But I believe that had more to. I think that had more to do with Slim's influence. What was the dude that was there? Cliff
Kingsbury.
Kingsbury. There you go. Mm-hmm. I think that was more their little situation they had going on amongst each other, where they was kind of lobbying for each other, and they was supposed to be that 1-2 little thing that they wanted to be.
Yeah.
I think it had more to do with that than it had to do with Kyler Murray. And let's be clear, Kyler Murray had good games, but he made.
But enough to give up on him.
Yeah.
Enough to give up on a Kyler Murray though.
This
early in his career.
Well,
Kyler's packed up.
Sheesh.
Yeah, he's packed up.
Sheesh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
We talking Caleb Williams, man. They not gonna pass on Caleb Williams for Kyler Murray.
Well, yeah, and I watched some of his highlights, and
so it's
you ain't saying that. You ain't saying nothing crazy. It's not that I don't believe that Kyler Murray could eventually be a good starting quarterback in this league, but right now, what I've seen, he's inconsistent. Like he'd be cooking the whole first half, and the whole second half fall off the face of the earth. Mm-hmm. I get DeAndre Hopkins got injured. I get that. I expected some of the play to go down. I ain't expect you to be straight trash the whole other half of the season. Nah, bro. DeAndre Hopkins is a bomb ass receiver. You should be a good enough quarterback where you can make Christian Kirk look better than that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just bro.
Yeah, I think that's the best word though. Inconsistent. Like that's the best word.
Well, hey, that's mid. Inconsistency is mid.
The thing is though, there will be a lot of teams beating down the door to pick up Kyler Murray.
Yeah,
they'll take that money off their hands.
That's true.
Easily. So
that's true.
Right.
That's true.
Right.
But they better
land on his feet regardless.
They better have that team around him though.
You think a Tampa Bay Buccaneer team would want Kyler Murray now?
But they better have that team around him.
Yeah. Well, I think Tampa's got a team around him. I just think...
that offensive line, little iffy though.
Yeah,
shaky right now.
A little bit
right now.
A little bit. But as far as like the weapons and stuff, like they got the pieces on offense, wide receiver wise.
Sure.
Yeah.
Evans, Godwin, sure.
Evans,
yeah. Evans, Godwin, sure.
Godwin, yeah.
Sure. I mean, look. Hey, look. I'm glad he got his money. Let me be very, 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 very clear on that. I'm glad any black man getting their money. But on the field, he was mid. But you get what you negotiated. He negotiated some good money. So shout out to him.
Yep.
Shout out to him. But on the field, mid. For sure.
Yep.
For sure. So you got them winning the division, obviously, but let's get to the real question because we know it's boom or bust. Do they get it done this year?
See, you got to ask Rod. I'm the wrong one for this because I'm the guy that
realistic.
I'm the guy that takes it 1 week at a time. I don't try to look too far in the future, but I think we have everything we need to get it done this year. There should be no excuses.
I agree.
If we don't get it done this year, we got to reevaluate a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't,
barring
injury,
resolve that Bosa situation.
And I still think at the end of the day, Bosa will be here when it counts.
Mm-hmm.
Like once we get to the playoffs, he'll be there for that. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously. So we won't have any excuses. You know, we don't have no QB distractions. He made the choice.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle, get it done, man. We should be in the Super Bowl and have a shot at winning it. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah.
We'll see how the season plays out. Obviously, you know, a new season, you never know what the season's gonna hold, but we have everything we need on paper. So I think we should be definitely a contender. I'm looking forward to it. You know, we're gonna start off 1-0. You know, we'll talk about that, you know, a little bit.
No.
Let's get into it. Let's get into it. That was gonna be my next question.
Because, you know what I'm saying? I forgot to go get my bandana before the podcast going. Y'all wasn't even going to see my face. I was just going to have be masked up. You know what I'm saying? But I forgot to go get it in time. Hey, look, man. I'm going to just call it how I see it. Obviously, on paper, the 49ers are the better team, and that's the only objectivity you're going to get from me in this couple of seconds.
That's fair.
Clearly on paper, y'all are the better team just because we got a whole bunch of question marks, people who just haven't done it yet, no matter how good they look in preseason. And I've been obviously deep diving my team for the past 2 or 3 weeks, and all they're talking about is how good we look and how we're going to surprise everybody in the AFC and all those types of things.
Off of a Buffalo win, off of beating Buffalo in a preseason game.
Off an ass whooping against the starters. I'm not talking about I ain't talking about everything that happened when Josh Allen and everybody went off. I'm talking about when Josh Allen was on the field. It was slaughter, ass whooping, offense, defense, special teams, ass whooping. To the point where he started cooking and they just kept holding and offense, like they was discombobulated. That's how we put it to him, no homo. You know what I'm saying? So, hey. Yeah, I'm on one. I'm on one. That's where I'm at.
As you should be. That's your team. You should be that way.
So I'm on one. Hey, I did. You know what I mean? So this how we coming. Pittsburgh, week 1, Acrisure Stadium. I'm still not used to saying that.
Oh, it's not Heinz Field anymore?
No, it's Acrisure. Acrisure. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I'm not that kind of fan.
I got you.
I got Pittsburgh scoring 30, and I don't think y'all scoring 30 with us. 30-24 Pittsburgh.
Now you
scoring 30 on us?
30.
Now you ODing.
30.
Now.
Yeah, it ain't no ODing. It's not no ODing.
It's you ODing, bro.
It's not no ODing. It's week 1. Let me be clear. It's week 1. We playing. This is a play up. The stigma on Pittsburgh in the Tomlin era is that we play up to the big boys, no homo, and then we play down to the the not so good. You know what I'm saying? Week 1, and let's be clear, we've done this 2 years in a row, where we played like last year at Cincinnati. We pulled that off in an upset victory when nobody thought we had a chance, and then the year before that against Buffalo when nobody thought we had a chance, and we had that amazing special teams run with Miles Killebrew 2 years before that. We play for week 1. That we coming out, we balling. Now, we might have a little hangover on week 2. I don't remember who we played week 2 on top of my head right now. We might have a little layover, but we coming in hot, and I don't think San Fran's ready for that crowd week 1. Brock Purdy gonna have trouble, because when you talk about T.J. Watt, you talk about Alex Highsmith, and then the dude that nobody knows about yet, but you're going to find out, Nick Herbig from Wisconsin. That offensive line, I'm telling you, look, I don't want to get too hype. I'm not going to turn
talk your talk, man.
I'm excited.
You said you dropping 30. on a
I'm
defense
excited.
that's top 3, and you don't got them even
They was
hitting
top
30?
1. They was number 1. They was number 1 last year. They was number 1 in scoring defense last year.
Okay.
They gonna have a little hurdle this week because 30's coming. 30's coming. Pickett is going crazy.
Pickett, you talking about the guy with the gloves, right?
The guy with the gloves.
Guy with the gloves. He gonna hang 30 on us.
And then, is Nick playing? Bosa playing?
Nah, it ain't looking like Nick gonna be there.
Oh,
so it ain't looking like
no.
Nick gonna be there. Let's something happen in the next 24 hours.
35.
So he ups the
24.
point total.
35, 24.
It's wild.
Pittsburgh over San Fran. Let's go. Here we go. Hey, and my Twitter will be I'm gonna be getting tattooed, so my phone might be on the little side, but but I will answer. I will answer around 4:30, 5 o'clock-ish.
Hey, a lot of that sounds good. Hey, it's week 1. Y'all hyped. Y'all won a couple preseason games, so I don't know what the hell happened.
We've having the best off season maybe in the league this year.
This is what I'll say. I caution a lot of 49er fans because I want to say I think Pittsburgh, y'all got a real good opening at home record. It's really good. I looked at that one time, I was like, shit. And Kyle's team are notorious for starting off slow. We're notorious for starting off slow.
Last year in the monsoon in Chicago,
3-5.
Yeah.
3-5.
Yeah. Yeah, so he'll start 3-5, 2-4. We'll start that way. So I'm not gonna put it past it. However, I think this is gonna be a little different. We talk about Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant and all. The kid got a lot to prove. He got a lot of pressure on him. It's either he gonna crack or he gonna rise to the top.
Rise to the top. Mm-hmm.
And the kid got a little. I like the confidence in the kid, and I think he gonna go in there and he gonna act a fool. And y'all gonna see hey, who this little white dude? He's swagging a little bit. And it's gonna be a different thing. CMC gonna be there. Debo's in shape this year. Tell us Debo being in shape this year because
Debo's a problem.
Yeah.
You guys gonna have your hands full. Defensively, Bosa's not there. Fred Warner will be there. Hufanga will be there. Who is being?
We ain't worried about Lil Polomalu. We ain't worried about
baby Polomalu. You know what?
We ain't worried about baby Polomalu.
It's I do worry about the whole Pickens thing. Our corners can be exposed slightly.
Yeah. And low key to add some more sauce on Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Deontay Johnson's one of the best route runners in the league. And it's not being said enough.
It's wild that people just forgot about Deontay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, y'all realize he legit was their best receiver the last few years. Everybody, George Pickens getting all the hype right now. He's outlasted Juju. What was old boy they sent to Chicago? Claypool. Yeah, he outlasted all them dudes. Johnson's a problem. So we're gonna have to be on our A game. It's a cross country flight. It's a morning game for us out here. So it's 10 o'clock for us when we just waking up, watching football. So it's a difference out here. So they're gonna have to get used to that. But hey, I think the Niners will pull that out. Purdy's never dropped under 30. So just remember that.
Yeah.
You ain't getting at least 30. You're not winning.
Yep.
So,
let's be clear. That's happening. This is what I'm saying.
According to you, that's what's gonna happen. Yeah.
That is definitely what's gonna happen. Yeah. And I don't have the stats for this. This is just this is why I'm the Barber. This is why it's the Barbershop Sports Talk podcast.
Got you.
I can only think about one time where Brock Purdy has to deal with the pass rushing abilities of the Steelers. And the last time I can recall, I hate to twist it on you. The last time I can recall that they faced that kind of pass rush,
right?
He had an elbow injury. So I'm just saying. I ain't got the stats to back this, but I'm just a dumb nigga that watch football every now and then. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, TJ Watt's coming, and I get it. Trent Williams is a Hall of Famer, one of the best left tackles to do it. I think that age coming out Sunday. I think
Trent is the last player I'm worried about on the team.
I think that age coming out. I
We
think
gonna
that
see.
age coming. I think
We
that
gonna
age
see.
coming out. I think that age coming out. Cause he still ain't. Cause Cam Hayward is still here. Cam Hayward is here still. You know, look.
Yeah.
He might not get to throw the ball like he want to get to throw the ball. That I'm just saying. This game plan, and I'm sure. I don't know if you've seen their press conference and heard what their game plan is. I'm sure it has something to do with exposing cornerbacks. Because our cornerbacks are just as testable as y'all's are.
Right.
I don't think he gets a chance to throw many. I don't think he gets to stretch the field. I don't think he gets to stretch the field Sunday.
We're gonna find out, man. Like
Yes, sir.
I still think
Yes, sir.
we're gonna drop 38. I think we hold Pittsburgh to around 24. I think it's something like that.
But see,
38,
Wise,
24.
that run game, that San Francisco run game has got all the potential to make this like ugly for them, for the Steelers on defense. Like it's got a chance, because if it's one thing with Shanahan, he know how to design those run plays and the misdirections and and all that stuff. That's one thing I'll give Kyle credit for, is he can draft up a game plan and he can fool you with the run.
Well, he could plug anybody in that system, and really like that Shanahan system has been there since Denver in the 90s.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Orlando Gary and Portis and you know what I'm saying? Like he done plugged a whole bunch of along with some good running backs, a whole bunch of mid running backs. Like he done plugged a lot of people in that system.
Jeff Wilson Jr.
from the 90s. From the 90s, that Shanahan system been putting running backs there. So look, the running game is going to be the running game. I mean, I ain't talking about where they're going to be running for 150 yards on us. I don't see that happening. But the running game is going to be the running game. At the end of the day, I just think that T.J. Watt and this pass rush is going to have to make Brock Purdy do something that's against what coach says do, and that's when turnovers happen.
That's a thing with Brock is he takes a lot of risk. You could say it's the arrogance and extension of the head coach and the play caller.
Yeah,
Brock takes a lot of risk, and he got away with a lot of passes last year, taking those risks. And I ain't mad that he takes risks. It's whatever.
Yeah.
But if Pittsburgh, if Mika back there lurking, it'd be a problem. So he's gonna have to make the right decision, obviously. Hopefully we're not letting a tight end block TJ Watt on a play call. That's how Brock got hurt. Obviously, we letting tight ends block pass rushes. I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping Kyle learned from all that. The Nick Bosa thing, if Bosa plays, great. If Bosa's not there, so be it. I'm not one of these people that say that it's one player that makes or breaks the season. Like we talked about it earlier, Bosa's going to be there when it matters at the end of the season. So if he's not there now, we're supposed to have the top 3 roster in the NFL.
Yeah, right.
We don't have no excuses, man.
You should have no excuses. I agree.
Bosa, if we don't win, it's not because Bosa wasn't there. We still should have had a chance. But it's gonna be live. Twitter is gonna be active. So Maestro,
I'm there.
I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting. So
I'm getting tats on my hands Sunday. So when one hand is there, I'm a bit that, and with the other hand, then I'm a switch. I'm a switch, but I'm there.
Well, out here it's gonna be like a balmy, like 85. I'm gonna just be waking up. Looking at the sunrise. Chilling, eating some breakfast or something. So I'm gonna still hit you up, but
I'm
California, man. It's gonna be.
I low key, man. I'm gonna tell you. I don't know when and I don't know how, but I am going to California. I want that experience. I just want to be there, man. I just want to see what it's hitting on. I want to smoke the weed. I'm tired of them bringing it here. I want to go there. You know what I'm saying, and get it shaking, man. Cause y'all, for sure.
What up, Rod? Rod, you there? Oh, he having some issues. It looked like. But
Rod hit me up.
But let me, Wise, while I got you on here, wanted to shout out your boy Jordan Watkins. He was in the chat earlier. Also,
what up, Jordan?
We got Spade in here with a good point in the chat saying keep the keep the ball out of Purdy's hands as much as you can, run the ball and, chew up clock and all that. That's kind of like the game plan that we kind of been going over is, running the ball. I'd say 60% of the time, if anything. So,
right. Yeah. Yes.
That's interesting that y'all feel. Look, y'all got and if y'all pay attention to analytics, that y'all got stats to believe that y'all gonna run on us like that. But nah, that ain't gonna work.
Hey, I mean, that's what you say. I mean,
hey.
We all got to show up.
All we gotta do. That's all we doing is saying. That's a fact. All we doing is saying some shit and hoping we right.
Hey, shout out to my boy Spade. I didn't even see the chat, man. My bad, y'all.
Yeah,
shout out to Jordan.
You're seeing it. I never see the chat.
I just not seeing it, man.
I never see the chat. So.
Oh yeah.
I learned early for me, and that's because I let Trey handle. I learned early for me. I can't engage the chat and talk to I can't do it. Like.
Oh no, I like engaging with the chat, man.
I do, but sometimes I'll forget that I'm having a conversation with my mans and get so caught. Like one time I was just wait. I forget this person's name. But this person was just typing, and I was like, who is this? Like I just wanted to get at this nigga so bad. And I forgot, but it messed up the flow of the conversation because I was so focused on the chat room. I'm not a good multitasker at all. I'm not. It's just a flaw of mine.
Yeah,
no, that's part of our show, man. We interact with the chat a lot because it's going down.
Yeah, I let Trey do it, and then I reacted. I responded with Trey saying that works way better for me.
You were speaking to Jordan real quick, Trey.
What's up?
Definitely get Jordan on the show. Former D1 athlete at Stanford. Broadcasting is in that kid's future, man. I talk about it a lot. He's gonna be one of those dudes in the sports world eventually. He can talk to you guys about a lot of stuff, man. He played at a high level. Was in the training camp with the Falcons. He's a Falcon fan.
Yep.
Definitely when you get a chance, get Jordan on. He can definitely shed some light on some stuff. Talk about why your D-line got ran through this weekend, Maestro. If that comes up, he'll give you the insight on that stuff.
I ain't worried about that.
He'll give you the insight
I ain't worried about that at all. I hear you. Y'all gonna get I give y'all cool. I give y'all good 80 yards, 90 yards. I give y'all that. Y'all have a productive game.
Hey, Jordan, we scoring 30 on Sunday. Just run that. Believe that. That's happening. So.
Yeah, he's saying y'all ain't scoring 30. He's saying y'all
I know. I know what y'all think. Y'all seen Pittsburgh ain't scored 30 but one time all last year. This is a new team.
Wait, y'all scored 30 only one time last year?
Yeah, last year.
Oh, nah.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
You're not.
I'm telling you.
Not.
Hey, I'm just telling you.
What up, Rod?
What's up with it? What's going on?
What's up with it, y'all?
Rod, what's good, man?
Much.
My bad, y'all. I'm on different times. I saw 7:30. I thought 7:30 Central. I'm dead wrong. I'm sitting up here just looking like,
wow.
Yo, I'm early. Nah, congratulations. I played myself. I'm late. What's up, fellas?
What's happening?
What's good, man? We good.
So we got a quick run you through everything we talked about because you was in the chat room last week. I need your take. I need your Cal Shanahan Lynch get fired theory if this don't work out, if I don't win a Super Bowl this year.
Nick, John Bosa, number 1. Trey Lance, number 2. How many more mistakes do we have to continue to keep making and using these excuses for these guys? How many? I forgot how many games we are over. Well, Kyle is over 500 right now. So it's a bunch that goes into the thing right now. I just feel like right now how we look, yeah, he can be the coaching genius or whatever you want to call it, but all is well. It sounds good to me. Y'all still got to win it for me. This is the last year for me. Outside of that, I won't be part of the regime. I'll be on my Russell Westbrook Lakers situation. When Russell Westbrook was on the Lakers, I did not watch the Lakers. I stood by that. I stand by that. Kyle Shanahan and them, if they don't win it this year, that's it for me. Y'all can hang it up. Y'all can keep that regime. Y'all can keep talking about, he's the whisperer, the genius, and all that. I ain't trying to hear it no more. Too many
told y'all.
excuses.
I told
How many
y'all.
more times that? How many more
Hey,
times
Rod,
do
you
we
can
have
cuss
to keep
on this.
using this situation?
You can cuss, Rod, because I know you want to cuss while you expressing this. So I'm just letting you know.
No.
Yeah,
I'm not.
He
No.
seems very
This ain't
calm.
even.
This is he seems very calm.
This is how he feels, man.
This is how I feel. And wise to tell you, this ain't nothing new for me right now. This is exactly how I've been feeling for now almost a little over a year. I gave last year somewhat of a pass because of the quarterback situation.
Right.
Outside of that, nah. This is the year. It ain't flying no more. No more excuses. I'm not trying to hear nothing from nobody telling me, oh, well, this excuse and well, that excuse and well, we had Jimmy. Jimmy gone 2 years now. You know what I'm saying? I'm done with all that. That ship is sailed with me. So it's over with.
What's the term? The straw that broke the camel's back. What did it for you?
The inconsistency at the quarterback position. I mean, if you're the whisper, I don't like hearing somebody tell me, well, he doesn't really need a true quarterback. If that's the case, win it.
Yeah.
Win
yeah.
it. Just show me.
Yeah.
If that's the case, you know what I'm saying? We've had 7 years of this same rhetoric. And the only thing that I feel like you're living off of right now is your pops. Do I think you're a good play designer or call designer? Absolutely. Do I think you can build a team? Yes, you can do that as well to a certain extent, because then that's when you need, the rest of your guys. Now, when it comes hold on, y'all, man, this is when it comes to you being a quarter guru or whatever you want to call it, miss me with that. I'm not trying to hear that right now because you have yet to prove me one quarterback that you have truly gotten over the hump and won with. You haven't won nothing. So, and then I hear all these people telling me, if Kyle ain't the person, who do you go get? It's not like you can just go out and get anybody. Give somebody else an opportunity. We gave him an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gave him the opportunity 7 years ago.
Right.
So it hasn't won. So how many more years do we have to continue to keep giving Kyle Shanahan the pass? Nah, man. Y'all not going to keep giving me, y'all not going to keep, pissing on me and telling me it's raining when in actuality, this man can't win it all. It's just that simple. I'm not about to hear nobody tell me that he's a great head coach and you only a couple of games over 500.
Oh yeah. I don't know what that conversation is.
Yeah,
But
I never heard that. Always heard he was a great play caller.
Play caller, and see, you guys being on the East Coast, y'all hear that rhetoric over. When you hear about it and you follow the Niners and everything, they're like, he's a great head coach, and look at where we are. And a lot of the new Niner fans, they're comfortable with being relevant rather than the old guys, the OGs like myself. We're about championships. You know what I'm saying? I've been alive for 5. You know what I'm saying? So, technically 4. But it's like for people to tell me that they're happy with just getting to the NFC Championship and that's it, then I can't argue with people like that because y'all don't know how it feels to win. Y'all don't know what a championship feels like. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Y'all like being runner-up. Y'all like being the side chick. And if y'all like being the side chick, then that's cool. Y'all don't want to be the prize? Cool. I like being the prize. I like, getting that championship and seeing a parade. I've been to 3 of them myself. So to see 3 championships, I know how that feels. I know how that looks. I know how that was as a kid and to see all that. But to tell me that, oh, well, it feels good to be relevant and be in NFC championships, we're not arguing. I'm not even gonna go back and forth with you.
Yeah. Hey, Rod, I feel you, bro. I feel you because I feel like
I got a franchise quarterback, so I ain't even gonna argue with you right now.
But see, Rod, here's the thing. Rod,
wait.
I'm a Yankees fan, right? So the way you feel about the Niners is how I feel about the Yankees right now, where they just relevant. We making the playoffs. We got division titles and stuff, but we get our ass kicked by the Astros every year, and y'all just settling for it. And it's like, bruh, I've been alive for 5 championships. I want the chip. I don't want to be just relevant. That's not what the team set the standard. The fans don't set the standard. The team does.
Right.
You know?
Right. I think that it's a disservice to us OGs out here who love the game. Trust me, I get it all. It's definitely difficult to be a part of a championship team, to get there, to get over the hump and to actually win it, and to look at like how Pat Mahomes has done it through the ankle, injuries and through bad,
Yeah.
offensive lines and all that. At the end of the day, the man gets it done because
Yeah.
what do they have is a number one quarterback. For you to constantly miss on quarterback after quarterback after quarterback, you give him 5 games to Jimmy Garoppolo, and oh my goodness, now he's just the one. Where's Jimmy now? Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? We was talking with CJ Beathard. He was supposed to be the man. Where is he now? I don't even know if he's even in the
Hold
league
on,
right
people
now.
thought CJ Beathard was going to be the dude.
Right. I don't know
I
where
didn't
you.
think
I
that.
never thought that. Yeah.
That's
I'm
wild.
just speaking
Oh,
in general.
got you.
That's
Okay.
wild.
I'm just speaking in general. I'm going down to
It is the people who play it. Got
Who
you.
he had,
Exactly.
okay.
Yeah,
He's
the Nick
had, you know what I'm
Mullins
saying?
is,
Like,
and yeah.
Nick Mullins, exactly. Like, y'all really banking y'all on this dude? Like, what are y'all getting? I don't see this. So when you tell me that you can win with any type of quarterback, do it. Show me.
Yeah.
If that's the case, stop at me. You ain't got it done. So now that I'm hearing that Brock Purdy is the real deal and all this, we'll see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I heard we put all our hopes in. I shouldn't say we because there was a lot of people that jumped off of Jimmy and then ran to Brock. I get all that politics behind it and everything. I just was looking out for the brother in Trey Lance. I thought that the kid had it. Not only that, I'm never gonna bet against a brother. You know what I'm saying? And say that he can't get the job done. So why not see what the kid can do? But then when you're out on him after 4 starting games, I think he ended up actually playing 7 actual games in the NFL so far. I don't know what else to do with the man. Kyle got to show me. This is the year that you have to show me. No excuses. I'm not trying to hear it. I don't want to hear about quarterback being the reason why we didn't win it. If that was the case, we should have won it 7 years ago. It shouldn't matter. If your scheme can draw people to get open, execute the plays, you should have the right guy to be there to execute the plays. Period. Point blank.
Well, yeah, I was getting ready to throw another dag over there. I mean, look, he did. Y'all should have beat the Chiefs. Jimmy G missed the throw. Y'all should.
We started running the football.
That too.
Yeah, the
that
defense let up
too.
too. So
That too.
they was up by 10.
Defense can only be out there.
I'm about to say
that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're not
Sure,
running the ball
sure.
and you're not, killing that clock, we didn't kill the clock. Now all of a sudden, we saw the remembrance of what he did with Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? How he was just pass. My scheme. Use the zone run like you've been doing. You know what I'm saying? Set the edge. You had Raheem Mostert back there. The man just ran for 4 touchdowns 2 weeks before that. And then you not go to him in the Super Bowl like that. We was killing him. But hey, it is what it is. You got to live with that L. That's on Kyle Shanahan again. So I don't know, man. We'll see.
I know. I'm trying to. I like to think I'm an empath, man. So I'm kind of reading your energy, and I feel like you're a man that's frustrated. And it sounds like to me that you got Shanahan out the door. I think you're done with him.
Oh, I've been done with it.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah,
Rod is done.
he told us this last week.
This is literally my one foot in, 1 foot out right now with Shanahan. Like, you literally have to get it done this season. Period. Point blank. I'm not hearing no excuses. I don't care whether if Bosa's here or not. I don't want to hear it. If your offense is supposed to be the quote unquote what they're projecting, we could be one of the number one, offenses in the league. Show me.
Yeah.
Show me.
Yeah.
I've heard every excuse. They've made every excuse under the sun for this man. He's the greatest, call designer ever. All this. Show me, man. I'm tired of hearing about all this. Just show me.
Hey, Rod, I'm with you, man. I share the same energy you have, and I don't even root for the team, bro.
Yeah, but
That's all it's about.
don't listen to this. See, that's that little pandering shit he do.
Stop it.
His shit is not based in none of that rhetoric that you are so passionate about. His shit is solely based and nothing more based in the fact that Trey Lance shouldn't have been cut. I feel he
shouldn't have been.
I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing
cut.
with you.
Right.
But don't pander to this man like you feel his pain. You don't feel his pain.
Have I not said that 49er fans want the chip?
You do not feel his pain, nigga.
Have I not said that 49er fans want the chip?
Yeah, you have said that.
Like, come on now.
That.
The OGs want the championship. Absolutely. The new kids, they cool with being relevant.
And I was going to say, because that's the other point, because the youngins ain't used to him. They remember Patrick Willis. They don't remember when they was in with San Diego, when they blew San Diego out. They don't remember.
They don't know nothing about that. They don't know about the Bengals and us beating them both times. You know what I'm saying? Right. They don't remember Miami, us beating Miami. They don't remember us beating Denver. See, for us OGs to run, all that right off the head, then, pause. It's like we just know all that type of stuff. The rest of these kids out here, we went to the NFC Championship. Like, they really base a rivalry off of the Rams right now. And I'm like, the Rams? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, the OGs remember when the Rams was nowhere even being relevant. We remember when the Rams was in Los Angeles. Let's keep it a buck. And they was real trash.
The first time, yeah.
When their quarterback was getting called Chris Everett. You know what I'm saying? By Jim Rome on TV. You know what I'm saying? So that type of stuff, remember all them years. I remember when the Rams was horrible. All they had was Eric Dickerson back there. You know what I'm saying? Henry Ellert was a wide receiver.
Shout out Lawrence Phillips. Rest in peace, Lawrence Phillips.
Exactly. Nebraska great. You know what I'm saying? Like all that. Like, but now, they put all their chips in, they slid all of them into the inside and they won. I respect that because they won. You cannot knock it. You cannot deny it. Did we miss our opportunities? Absolutely. Am I pissed off that Jaquez Hart, he dropped the interception in the NFC Championship? Hell yeah.
Forgot about that.
Like one of our co-hosts, which is my actual cousin, Dan, he lives off of is we beat y'all to get to the they won this Super Bowl. I can't argue with him right now. You know what I'm saying? Because his relevancy right now is because they just won the Super Bowl more recently than we have. Not that we have 5 and they only have 2 as an organization, is because they won more recently than us. That's all he can use to his leverage right now. Can I argue with that? No. Because guess who they won to beat, to get to that.
Rob's so mad that his Wi-Fi going out.
Rod talking about he respect the Rams. Fuck the Rams. I don't respect them anyway. They can win or not. I don't give a fuck. So it's whatever. It's always gonna be fuck the Rams. Like if it ain't the 49ers, honestly, it's whatever. But Maestro, real quick,
that energy.
Did you say earlier? I don't know if I misheard something. You were the only one with a franchise quarterback on right now?
No.
Okay.
I said I feel like I may have one.
Yeah.
So you have one.
I feel like I may have one, so I don't feel that pain that maybe y'all feel because y'all not sure if Brock Purdy's the guy. And let's be clear, I didn't want to draft Kenny Pickett.
Who did you want to draft?
I was praying that Jordan Davis got down to 20, and I ain't care about nothing else to be honest with you. And I knew, but it was, I was just, we've moved up for less before, so I was just kind of hoping that maybe we could get Jordan Davis, but that didn't pan out in my favor. Obviously, I wasn't tripping off a quarterback next year because I knew we weren't going to be good last year, no way. So I wasn't tripping off a quarterback per se.
Right.
So I was just hoping, hey, Mitch Trubisky don't be absolute trash and let defense do what they do. But Kenny Pickett, he panning out so far. So now I'm feeling like. I'm liking what I'm seeing in camp. I'm feeling like, all
what's
right.
your definition of panning out?
Yeah. That's a good question.
This year,
No, when you say he's panning out,
well, he had a good second half of the year.
Okay.
He didn't have the, you know what I'm saying? He did, he just wasn't making the mistakes. He was just playing mistake-free football. He was learning how to play NFL football.
Okay.
I liked what he did going out. He has a couple comeback wins because he did what he had. The defense put him in the position, and he closed the deal.
Yep. I thought that's what you was gonna say.
I'll take that right now. Mm-hmm. And then like I said, if you look at what he's doing in the training camp, preseason, all that, hey man, I'm right now.
That game against the Bills must got you hype. Cause
you hear me? I was hype.
Wise. Let me tell you, this man came on the show. This man came on the show the next week and was like, "Yo, we going 13-4, and we AFC North champs and all this stuff."
And I stand on it. You heard me? You hear me?
I'm like,
I stand.
That ain't preseason game.
Hey, bro. Hey. I stand on it. 13-4. I ain't worried about the Bengals. I damn sure ain't worried about the Ravens because we play Lamar Jackson the best every time we play him. I ain't worried about it, bro. We good out here.
This year.
I ain't worried about that. Look, don't get me to talking bad about a black man because I got a white quarterback. Don't get me to doing that. I'm not going to do that.
Black man,
but I ain't worried about it because, hey, and I got the white man on my back. You better chill, dog, because it's going to get racist. Because I got the white man on my back right now. Stop playing with me. And I'm rooting for him. So be clear. Hey, man. I stand on that. He is a problem. So it ain't just this year. He's a problem. He gonna be for the rest of his career.
Niggas been talking shit about him this whole off season. Lamar gonna have some stuff to say this season. So
hey, all right, we definitely will see week 5.
Yeah, absolutely.
Week 5, so way.
Rod, so quickly while I got you on, man, I'm gonna ask the same question I asked Wise. How you feeling about the outlook of the 49ers season? What's your projections? How many wins? Division champs? Like, how you feeling right now? Even in your mad state of affairs with Kyle Shanahan.
I'm not mad. His own gonna be this year. He's holding up stuff. I know Wise is a little nervous right now. Wise is nervous right now because the boy ain't in there, ain't there right now.
Wait. Hold on. That's not my boy.
Not like your boy like that. No. I'm not.
Oh yeah.
We both know what he. We know
Yeah.
I talk on that.
So I got a question. So do y'all look? Ben Roethlisberger.
You asking the right one.
Yeah, I love asking right people. I don't like asking wrong people. So, hey, look, Ben Roethlisberger is an alleged rapist, but I rooted for him like he ain't do shit wrong every Sunday. And look. Let me tell you how. This is here. It's here. It's here still.
He got the jersey.
Yeah, it's here still.
Burger.
Yeah, like it's here still. If he did it. Bad Ben Roethlisberger, bad. But you a Hall of Famer and you got me 2 Super Bowls, bruh. Which was that?
So
I don't own no Nick Bosa shit. I ain't gonna never own no Nick Bosa shit.
Cause both of them some racist pieces of shit. Both of them.
Yeah.
Both of them racist pieces of shit.
I hope he gets quarterback sacks and that's it. I can give a fuck what he get.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's really as fuck Bosa, to be honest with you. He went against my nigga Cap. Fuck it, nah.
They both of them.
Yeah. I agree with. I agree with him. I feel like it's the same way how I feel about Bosa. Is like, you know what he does on the field is what he does on the field. Outside the field, fuck him.
Yeah.
I look at him like I look at R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? I can still play his music. What he do outside of music, it is what it is. Fuck him. He already in the right place. You know what I'm saying? Hold on.
Yeah, because this is where we differ. This is where we differ.
I respect it.
He's the DJ though. He's the DJ. So
you represent the racists. You remember that. And you supporting them. You still supporting them in a way.
In a way,
showing the jersey.
I'm with you. But I used to fuck the R. Kelly. I used to fuck the R. Kelly.
Who did?
Bruh, I ain't fucked the. I ain't
I'm
fucked
40.
the.
I'm 43.
Yeah, facts.
So,
I just turned 40 today. That's a fact. Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
salute to you. Happy
Yes,
birthday.
sir. Thank you.
Hey, so for that to be said, like we both are in that same,
Yes,
realm
sir.
to understand what R. Kelly is. But I ain't buying his jersey. And just like
Yeah.
how I got R. Kelly's music, I didn't get it by buying it. I got it for free. So it is what it is right now. You know what I'm saying? I would patronize his music for free in another way. I can get the music. I can get it. I'm a DJ on the side, so I can do all that.
Yeah.
So it's like it is what it is. Just like I represent Nick Bosa being part of the 49ers. I don't know, it's 5 guys. Same norm for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know, man. I just be thinking about this nigga wrote some wild ass songs, dog. This nigga really did write Age Ain't Nothing But Enough. This nigga really wrote that shit and gave it to a little young. Like that's wild shit to me. That's wild shit to me. And maybe because
anytime you rape somebody is wild.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, in the age.
Facts. I ain't look. Ben, I ain't gonna say I believe he did it. I don't know. I know he was accused of it, and to me, unless I see, I don't know how I feel about it. I know it's a nasty stain to have on you.
And for the record, he didn't get charged. Let's point that out there too.
That's true, but it's still, I don't know if it's my kind of.
You got the jersey at the house.
Yeah,
you got the jersey.
Exactly. I'm cool with it.
I'm
cool with it. I'm cool with it. I am cool with him on the field. I am. I'm not gonna lie. And it's maybe because ain't no documentary come out about Ben Roethlisberger raping women.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. All right, now if it come out
next month.
If it come out and it's as nasty as it's just like then I will personally go on my patio and burn this motherfucker. Depending on how disgusted I am in my
or just toss it off the patio.
Nah, fire says more. Yeah, fire says it's just a better optic than sending some shit fly off the patio.
Yeah.
Even though I'm pretty high up, but
yeah. Hey, before y'all get out, man, I got a question for y'all, man. We did this top 5 players in the division for the past couple months this summer, and being y'all, represent the NFC West, I gotta ask y'all who's y'all top 5 players in the NFC West going into this season. Don't gotta be in no particular order. Just list who you think the best 5 is.
Ooh.
I mean, they all gonna be on the same team. I mean,
shit.
Outside of Aaron Donald,
talk.
Is he playing this year?
Yeah.
Aaron Donald? Yeah.
Remember he was in that choke.
He was talking about.
Okay, I was like, is he even really gonna play like outside of 2 games?
Yeah, but I say he choked a nigga in the offset in the training camp or some shit like that.
Yeah, he was choking somebody out at practice. So yeah.
Didn't he hit a nigga with a helmet or something too?
Oh yeah, a couple Hard Knocks. Yeah.
Oh, Hard Knocks, yeah,
he did that shit. Aaron Donald different, but I think the best player in the division, if we didn't count Aaron Donald, is Trent Williams. I still say Trent Williams is the guy.
Trent Williams, okay.
Trent Williams is the guy. Let's see, Williams, Donald, Warner, Bosa, and if I don't want to take another 49er, I say CMC. But that cornerback in Seattle is nice. What's his name? Woolen.
Woolen.
Yeah. That kid is nice.
Wooten, I think is
Wooten. Yeah, Wooten. That kid is nice.
Yeah.
He's somebody to look out for out there. CMC, Williams, Bosa, Warner, Donald. That's what I roll with.
Nobody in. Oh, you said Donald. For the Rams.
Wow. No Debo on that top 5.
No,
got to get healthy, man. He got to stay healthy.
Yeah,
no.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I don't want to speak. I don't want to put words in your mouth, no homo. I don't like. You kind of basing it on what he did last year to what he's going to do in the future type thing. So when this top 5 conversation this close to the season, we're not talking about legacy type shit right now. We kind of talking about the dudes who's about to do it this year.
Outside of 21, 22, what has Debo done?
Okay.
Debo is wide receiver 2. I mean,
Facts.
if he don't play the wide back role, then he's wide receiver 2. I mean, the wide back thing is what makes Debo special.
Right.
Yeah.
You never hear about Debo in running routes.
Yeah, that's true.
Sure.
I said that a little while. I've said that once. I've said that before.
I'm just thinking about
true.
the number of ways you can use Debo. You know, you put him in the backfield. You could, flank him out wide. Like, I'm thinking about that, and then he does it so great. And I get maybe the stats aren't there, but I mean, he could do both.
What kind of season Brandon Ayuk what kind of season you think Ayuk gonna have? Yeah, I know. That's why you said it. I know that's exactly why you said it. I know.
I've been on the Ayuk train for 3 years.
I know
wide receiver 1.
I knew
wide receiver 1. You can get that ball in his hand at any time, and he can get it going. The rest of the guys, you just don't know. Yeah. Jennings, I got more. It's crazy to say this. Jawan Jennings runs a better route than Debo does.
I said.
Tell me I'm lying.
No, I said it last year that you can. I mean, like, for as much stock as we put in Debo Samuel, like you've never had he's a top 10 for all the hype he had. You never had he's a top 10 receiver conversation. You've never I don't know that we've had 15. I don't know, I'm just we've never really had those conversations for as much hype and the seasons he had, that them 2 seasons you talking about. Like, nobody never, even when he was him then, we never had he's a top 10 wide receiver conversation.
But it's more so because they use him 2 ways. Pause.
But you can be used 2 ways. But if you him at wide receiver, you him at wide receiver. Whether they put you at running back or not, when you him, you him. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
this is the thing. Debo is unique. I'm not gonna take that away from him.
Sure.
Thing, that year was 2 years ago when he balled out. I mean, he was in that conversation for top 10 receiver. Like, they put him in that conversation. The thing with Debo is, it's like Ross said, like, we had the 1 or 2 seasons where he did his thing, and the last one was in the contract year. So of course he balled out.
Right.
The whole not coming into camp in shape last season, it showed, because he didn't ball out last year and he got hurt. So if Debo's gonna take it serious and fit and go into the wide back situation and handle it, he's the most unique player in the league. I mean, you could argue that him and CMC are damn near interchangeable.
That's what I was about to say. Absolutely, I agree with you. Yeah. Which one is which? You know what I'm saying? They're interchangeable at the position. Right. If you line one of them outside, you can do that. If you line them up both in the backfield, what are you gonna do? Who are you gonna guard?
Right.
That's a different recipe. That's a different one that the guru Kyle. Let's see what he can do with that. We'll see.
I told y'all he didn't like this motherfucker. I told y'all.
I'm pause. I'm on Kyle's ass.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Rod.
So, Rod, what's your top 5 in the NFC West? Top 5 players in the NFC West.
You can pick any 5 Niners. And Aaron Donald. That's done.
I love it. I love it.
It ain't nobody in Seattle. Metcalf, I'll take Ayuk over him.
I've been on Metcalf for a little while. Yeah, I've been on Metcalf
really?
for a while.
Rocket is good, but
he's inconsistent. He's inconsistent.
Okay, I give you that.
Yeah, he's inconsistent.
I'll give you that. But
we still don't know if he's better than Lockett yet.
Ayuk has been better. This is just my opinion. I feel like Ayuk has been held back because of being in the quote-unquote doghouse a couple years ago.
Another great decision.
We know what we had in him.
Yeah.
It took, the coming out year for him to actually show it. So we'll see, man. We'll see. I just feel like it's Ayuk. I've been saying Ayuk for the past 3 years. I still stand on that.
Yeah. He's underrated for sure.
When y'all gonna pay him?
Next year. We can get rid of Debo next year.
I was gonna say
we can get rid of Debo next year. I'm fine with that.
I thought you was gonna say they don't have to pay Nick Bosa and they can pay Ayuk.
Let me say this about the whole Bosa situation.
My nigga side don't want to pay Bosa, but I understand the game.
Yeah.
I don't know if Rod agrees with this or not. I'm not in the camp that everybody keeps talking about giving him a blank check. Like, I'm not necessarily in that camp. Like,
no.
I get it. Make him the highest paid defensive player, cool. But if this motherfucker's talking about like $40 million a year,
yeah, he want Aaron Donald money.
No. I was
that's
hearing,
beyond Aaron Donald money.
Yeah, but that's way
that's
past
beyond
Aaron
that.
Donald. I was hearing more in the realms of $25 million. I was hearing more in the $25 million realm is what I was hearing.
Yeah,
he ain't what we hear, it's like he over 30 right now. I guess the offer out there is over 30. So
sheesh.
Cool, but if he's getting out of hand, I mean, you can't. We already gonna be strapped going forward, like trying to.
Well, if that's the case, if you want Aaron Donald money, then you just let that dude walk, bro.
I ain't say all that necessarily. You might have to though.
You might have to.
You might have to. That's the thing.
You got it. You got to get him out of there. Then you can't let him.
But then it goes back to Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, because they told us for 2 years that they had this money on the side ready for Bosa. I don't care what Bosa's asking for. Y'all told us that y'all was prepared for this situation. Right. And now for this all to be going the way that it's going, and now for y'all to fumble it right at the line, that's on Kyle and John again. Now y'all got two situations in the same offseason?
Yeah.
Ah, man, there's no coming back on this.
You have made a hell of an argument, man. I will say this. I feel like you done put your frustration and I'm kind of like, cause last week I was like, nah, bro, like you gonna get rid of Kyle Shanahan? Literally last week when you was in the chat last week, I was like, but I'm listening to you. I'm like, you making more. You are starting to make more and more sense, man. You starting.
I dare you to look up what his wins and losses.
Right I know he's on. I know he's like, it's literally like 5 or 10 over like he's barely 500. Yeah,
barely 500.
Yeah.
But he's the guru.
Yeah,
he's the genius. How you barely over 500 and you a genius? You're supposed to figure this all out.
Let's give him some context on that. That first season, we took over a shit show. I mean, we went 2-14, so let's context.
Y'all coming off of Tom Sula coaching the team.
Yeah, the Tom Sula Chip Kelly era was fuck that shit. But
okay, 2019 on. Let's count from there. What has he done for us, Wise? Go.
We haven't won anything. I already said what I said.
Okay.
But it's like you told me in the NFC Championship game, Rod. I told you, don't get your hopes up because you know it's not gonna happen. Like it's not gonna happen. If he don't win it, he gonna be right back here next year, having the same press conferences. It's just what it's gonna be, man.
And he's not gonna get fired yet, fellas. I said it right when Brock got hurt. I said right to the Eagles. I said, "Well, season's over." I had already flipped the page.
Yeah,
they were still mad, and let's see how it's gonna go until halftime.
But see, why you killing their hope, man? Why you killing their hope? I knew it was over when Josh Johnson got went. Yeah,
I'm a realist.
Yeah,
I'm a realist. Shout out to Josh Johnson. You from the Bay. It is what it is. He wasn't. The lights was too big for that.
I seen my man get crushed free. My man had free run on him. I said, "Damn." I said, "It's a wrap."
It was a wrap. It was a wrap.
I said it too.
Yeah.
I said Hassan Reddick. I just
you running the ball every.
Yeah. Can't throw the ball. Like that's wild, man. That was.
I had never seen that a day in my life. All 43 years of my life, I've never seen a game like that. And then all of a sudden, you want to bring in 4 quarterbacks, which Wise, to your credit, when you have 4 quarterbacks in there trying to do their thing, you should have known what was coming. At the end of the day, pause. So when you look at it from that position, sorry, Trey, and I hate to see it now, but Trey, you a brother in an organization that don't like brothers.
Yeah.
You the odd man out.
At that position.
What, period?
Exactly. Yeah. That's the last position that they don't want us to take over. Let's keep it above.
Yep.
The NFL don't want brothers to take over in the QB position. We take over in the QB position.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
They don't want that. They don't
They
want
definitely. I agree.
Definitely.
Hey, look, man. Hey, plug y'all. We got to let y'all go, man. First of all, we appreciate you, man. It's always good to have some rational conversation, and then a little. Not that you were irrational, because you were certainly rational. A little more spirited conversation. He told us when you got on that you was gonna come with the shit. So it was good that we got the warm up. And then, you know what I'm saying, you came through with the yeah. So go ahead and plug y'all show for the people that want to know, and anything else, social media, all that y'all want to plug.
Hook us up, why? Because my Wi-Fi like trash.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you can check out Rod and myself on the Sports Laugh and Chill show. Sports Laugh and Chill on YouTube. Check us out. You can follow me on YouTube as well, The Wise Soul, TikTok, The Wise Soul. Rod has a show on it was your aunt, right?
Yep.
It's called Get the
Yep.
Belt.
That's dope.
So,
Yeah.
Okay.
check out Get the Belt.
Okay.
Doing it with family. That's important. Yeah.
That's important.
Yes.
And they be having some real
I'll wait.
conversations on there. So
Yeah.
definitely check out Rod and is on that show. They're doing their
Absolutely.
thing. Rod also on social media on Twitter or X, whatever the hell you want to call it. Rod Cali.
Hey, I ain't calling it X, man. It's Twitter.
It's Twitter. That worked for me.
I still tweet. Yeah.
And if you need any graphics, go to my man Rod. My man Rod is A1 on the graphics. So anybody out there who need graphics done, hit up Rod Cali. He's good for it. So
my man.
That dude.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I appreciate y'all fellas.
All day,
doubt.
man.
Hey,
I appreciate y'all, man. For sure. We see y'all in them internet streets.
for sure.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Laters.
All right, y'all.
Yeah.
Peace to the brothers right there. The show is Sports Laugh and Chill. You can find it on YouTube. You can also find the links all on social media, on Twitter, and all that good stuff, man. But yeah, Maestro, kind of like how you said, man. You know, Wise kind of came in with the easy conversation, and then Rod just kind of came in. I mean, granted he was late, but it was cool. Came in, was talking the shit. So, it worked out the way it worked out, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to have to do this whole, we're going to have to do our predictions a week into the NFL, bro.
Yeah.
Or do you think we could do it fast? No.
Yeah, I think we can get through this, man. I mean, we here.
Okay.
We,
right.
It's past the time, but we here, man. We here, bro.
All right, bro. I just want you to know that when we thought we was having microphone difficulties before the show, I cut my AC off and never cut it back on. So if you see a little perspiration or I faint, just know it's hot as hell in my apartment.
Bruh, I don't know what's been happening. I've been having contractors in this house the past week, and I feel like somebody poked a hole in the ductwork downstairs because this room has just been hot ever since, bruh. So yeah. I feel you. All right,
so let's see if we can do this fast then, no homo.
Yeah, no doubt. NFC, man. Let's start with the East. How you feeling about the East?
Philly is winning the division. I'm still gonna give Cowboys a wild card.
Cowboys a wild card. You got Giants out.
Giants. Yeah, I got the Giants out. You know what? I'm gonna get a Commander. I'm gonna get a Commanders a playoff spot this year.
Commanders a playoff spot. Okay, I can respect that.
Hold on. Let me make sure I'm because it's 7 spots. So that's
7 spots. Yep.
That leaves one more wild card. So that's the South. There's the North,
and you got the West
and the West. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I stand on that.
Okay. All right. So you got Eagles, Cowboys, and Commanders.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna switch it up this year, and I thought about putting the Eagles there at the top of the division. I do think they got the best roster in the division. I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna go Cowboys, win the East. I'm gonna give Philly that first wild card, and I think the Giants miss the playoffs. I think the Commanders, while I think they'll be improved with Eric Bieniemy being there running the offense, I think they're gonna fall short. So I only got 2 teams coming out the East. Okay. How you feeling about the North?
The North, give me. I'm gonna say Detroit misses out. I'm gonna say Minnesota gets it. I'm gonna say Minnesota gets it. Look, I get it. Detroit is taking steps up, and it seems that Minnesota hasn't really done a lot to improve the offensive line. Their defense was trash, but I know Brian Flores is over there. I'm going to give Justin Jefferson, T.J. Hawkinson, Kirk Cousins. I think
you got a contract, by the way.
Right. I give me Minnesota for the division.
Okay, and just Minnesota.
Just Minnesota.
Just Minnesota? Okay. So I got 2 teams coming out this division. Give me the Bears. That's right. And I will play this sportsbook thing. I will do that.
Oh, trust me. I was waiting for you to not say the Bears. So
it's plus 172 right now. I'm putting money on that. So
I still got to figure out. I got to figure out Buffalo.
Okay. I saw it. I saw what it was. It was like plus 190. I think it was. Okay. So I'll screenshot you what I saw on the Buffalo thing. But give me Chicago for the North, and I do think another team comes out of the North. I think it's gonna be Detroit, and I know that the Vikings are out. The Vikings are out. Okay. And yes, Brian Flores I think will improve the defense. I just with Minnesota, man, it's always this with them. It's always that with them, you know. Despite the talent, you know what I mean. It's always that. So give me Detroit in the wild card. And there's been a lot of hype on the Lions this year. Like, I mean, folks are even talking about pulling off the upset Thursday night, which I guess with the Kelsey news, maybe there's a legit shot for that. But I'm taking Kansas City in that regard.
Sure.
The South.
The South, I know a lot of people are high on the Panthers for some reason.
Really?
I've been seeing a lot of the Panthers are going to win a division.
Haven't seen that much.
I've seen it a lot, maybe more than but I'm going to Saints.
I've seen a lot more ATL winning the South than anything else.
I've definitely seen a lot of Carolina for some reason.
Okay.
But I'm going to Saints.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go with the veteran quarterback in this situation with the best defense, I think, in the division.
In the division, yeah.
In the Saints. Give me the Saints, and that's the only team for me that comes out. West,
obviously the 49ers win the division, and Seattle gets that last wild card for me.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I got those 2 teams. I thought about the Rams, but I just think they're too young of a team to really take that next step at this point.
So your 3 wild cards are who?
Detroit, Eagles, Seahawks.
Okay, and mine's are
you said Commanders, Dallas,
Cowboys, and Seahawks.
Yep.
Okay. Right.
Yep. Okay. AFC East.
Give me the Jets to win a division. Give me the Dolphins as a wild card.
So you sticking with your, because you know I was gonna call you out on the Buffalo thing. Okay. I'm gonna take Buffalo to win the East, and I will give the Jets a wild card in this spot. Miami, they say that thing about consistency, man, and the one thing that's been consistent is Tua. From what I've seen, but when he's in there, they could put up points with the rest of them. I'm gonna let Miami sit this one out, man. I assume we both got Jacksonville to win the South, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and nobody else, right?
Nobody else.
All right. Who you got out west?
West, obviously Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have anybody else. I want to put the Chargers there. I really do. I really, really do.
I don't.
I like Justin Herbert, man. I do. But I don't think I
don't like the coach. I don't like the coach.
Who's that coach again?
Staley. Yeah.
Staley. Brandon Staley. Yeah, I don't care. I ain't gonna say I don't care about him. But yeah, because he should be fired. So
exactly.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Chargers out. Yeah,
not-
Kansas City,
Chargers.
Kansas City, and just Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm not picking the Chargers. Yeah, it's Chiefs for me until somebody knocks them off out west. The North.
Pittsburgh wins the division. Cincinnati gives a wild card, and I believe I still have space to put Baltimore in. So I guess I'll put them in.
So you guess you put them in.
I guess.
You know you want to put them in there, bro.
I don't. I don't.
Come on, man. This roster right now is crazy, man. The 14-win Ravens win the division this year. I will give the Steelers a wild card in this spot. And I will give Cincinnati a wild card.
Mm-hmm.
It's the toughest division in football. I know people want to say it.
Yeah.
I know people want to say it's the AFC East, and respect to the rosters in that division. Yeah. But I just think this division.
But they forget that our quote unquote number four in the division got Deshaun Watson and Nick Chubb.
Right.
And Myles Garrett. So it's like So
and that division's number 4 got Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Enough said there.
Right.
So
right.
Yeah, so hey man, quick shout out to the fellas, man. Rod and the Wise Soul. Quick shout out to Gina. Gina's been in the chat room, Sports Laugh and Chill. So I'll announce this right now. We did get an invite to come on Sports Laugh and Chill next week. Still gonna have to pick out these days because you know they West Coast and you know we kind of gotta prep for that. So she said Monday or Tuesday.
Okay.
I prefer Tuesday just because we doing this already. But you know you let me know what your schedule is. So
yeah, I gotta put all that time stuff. I mean, if it's Tuesday, then it's Tuesday. Then it's pod day, so that's shut down anyway.
Yep. Nope.
Yeah.
Got you. It works for me, man. Works for me. Looks like Tuesday's gonna be it. But you know, appreciate you, Gina, for the invite, supporting the show. You know, supporting your fellas as usual. Shout out to everybody else that was watching in the chats, and you know, we appreciate it. Folks, continue to support the platforms. We got the YouTube channel. We also got the Facebook page. Click the like button. Also, we're on Instagram at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. Also on Twitter, the handle is Barbershop SPOR2. If you got questions or comments, you want to email the show, it's barbershopsportstalk1@gmail.com. And write us a review if you listen to us, you know, on the audio side, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Spotify. Write a review. Let us know what you think. It goes a long way. And again, to the King Maestro, happy birthday again.
Appreciate you.
Welcome to the 40 Club.
Yes, sir.
I promise you, it's no different than being 30 whatever.
Nah, it's gonna take. I know it's gonna take about 43 for things to start getting in place. But hey, man, nigga been eating better. Nigga been drinking water, doing push-ups and shit.
Yep.
Going to the doctor. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I'm gonna be all right.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, folks. That's it for the show. Love, peace, and happiness, folks. And y'all be safe in them streets. And as always, folks, mind your damn business.
Drink some water.
Recording stopped.
Oh, yeah, we got him. Trey, Frazier, and Maestro Styles, you know we got one. Right back like we left something. We don't duck smoke, we want all of it. So line them up, Trey sharp with the blade, you know we sizing it up. I'm quick to catch the fade, you know Styles making the cut. Cause we coming out clean every time that we showing up.
It's gonna be called The Barbershop.